Okay, see, get crack-a-lack in here. It's really a bright, sunny day, so everything looks nice and crisp and clear. And yeah, wait till everybody starts popping in. Let me know when you can hear me. Hi, Tina. Hi, Magic Windsor. Teresa. Good morning, guys. So, how's everybody doing? How was your weekend? I woke up this morning and I thought, is today Monday or Wednesday? Hi, Scrap Girl. Uh, how's it going? Beth. Thanks, Tina. Erica. Pamela. Everybody coming in. Good morning. Happy Marvelous Monday or Moogle Monday, whichever one you prefer. Moogle Monday and Marvelous Monday. So, how's everybody's weekend? Did y'all do anything creative? I got some new color books, and I'm going to start just a small magazine journal with just one magazine, and I'll show a couple of the other ones that I've done. I thought it would be something that's easy to do to use up your magazines. So, plus I want to show these new color books. We're probably not going to color today, but I have some happy mail. I don't want to forget. I always forget this to read out of our 1,001 things. I'm going to try to remember to read out of that today. Hi, Mitz. Yes, it is magic. I think we're supposed to get rain tomorrow or Wednesday, I think. But yeah, it's beautiful this morning, isn't it? Hi, Diana. Let's see, Linda. Thanks, Tina. Eleni. I got to get over and watch. I got 2 videos I need to watch of Pete's, Tina. I got to get caught up. Let's see. Oh yeah. Have you colored in it yet, Tina? Have you colored in your Fragile World? I know you got it, but are you using it? Hi, Molly. I got to finish my axolotls. I got to finish those. I need to finish that. I think that's the only, well, let's say that's the only coloring page I haven't finished. Who am I kidding? Recent color book page that I haven't finished. The second picture now. Okay, well, did you tweet them? I mean, did you Instagram them? I don't remember seeing them. Have you posted them, Tina? Have you posted them? I'm gonna go check on you. Let's see. Hi, Amaris, Diana, Sarah, Moonlit Crafter. Let's have Molly. Yes, the hatchling turtle. Did I like it? Oh, Elmaris she just popped up. That was something like really cool on that blue page, Elmaris. Oh, I haven't seen her yet. Hi, Julie. Good morning. Happy Marvelous Monday to you. Spring has officially sprung. Hi, Sherry Bug. Hi, Judy. Oh no, it's Judy. Let me go over here and see where Tina. Let's spell it correctly. Oh, there it is. Oh, it's good. I didn't see it. You didn't pop up in my well, you probably did, but so did 1,000 other people. So it depends on when you start liking people, guys, those people will start showing up for you. So here's Tina's turtle. Oh, Tina's tiny turtle. So good, Tina. Look at that. So, Catacomics 64 is Tina. If y'all want to go follow her. Awesome. Do you like the book? Are you liking coloring in it? Judy. I like that, Judy. Let's see. And Magic says she finished 2 whips and a digital this week. Wow. You're on the ball. You love the book. Oh, my cat's meow. He wants to go out. We have there's a stray cat in the neighborhood, a big black cat that sits in our front yard under the bird feeder and waits for Oliver and Malibu to sit in the window and taunts them because they don't go outside without being on a leash, on a harness. Our cats. So they go out there. I mean, I could chase it off too, but it gives them something to do, to look at. It gives them something to focus on. So I don't chase him off. Well, if he starts attacking the birds under the bird feeder, then I'll run him off. But so far, he hasn't tried to get to the birds. Hi, Kalura. Happy Monday, Becky. Good to see you. Hi, Connie. It's been a while since you've been here. Good to see you. Hi, Boney. Boney finally got her collage, which I did post a picture of it today. It finally came. It was a couple days late, wasn't it, Boney? It was a couple days late, but I did post. Here is, I posted it this morning. This collage I did from some of Boneyard Twitch. I call her Boney. Some of her collage fodder, and then I added a couple things of mine. And I sent her the original, so she finally got it. So I posted that on Instagram this morning. Magic's been on vacation. Let's see. Hi, Rhonda. Just want to thank you again for your help. Oh, you're welcome. I know it's sometimes a little tricky to be a mod. I'm glad I could help you. Rhonda's a mod over at Mary's, and they had some issues last week. Let's see. Jezebel, hey, lovelies. She says. Let's see. Hi, Melody loves her hobbies. Who else? I know I'm probably missing some people coming in. Good to see you, Connie. It's been a while. And I got your email and or message, one or the other. I think it was an email. Let's see. Hi, Bacola. I'm not sure if Janet's going to be here today. I haven't talked to her, but her family was supposed to come in yesterday. So maybe she's sleeping in. Maybe she's, I think her family was supposed to be in yesterday. They're going to be here this week. So she may not be here. So just FYI. Hi, Maseki. Okay. Thanks, Connie, Thanks, Connie. Hi, Sylvie. Let's see who else. I know I'm probably missing people coming in. Yes, she will. I don't know. She didn't message me or anything, so I don't know if she's going to be here or not. But I know her family's coming in, so I'm thinking she may not be. Let's see. Trying to see what else is going on. I think I've said hi to everybody. So anyway, yeah, I got some new color books in. I have the current Somerset Studio here that I think we're going to make into a magazine journal. I have a couple of older magazine journals, the what is it again? I forgot what it was. Picola might remember. MMIS. Oh gosh, I don't remember. We had a long old acronym for it. But I can't think of it, and I always try to remember to write it down. So cats are doing a tumble out there, tackling each other. Let's see. Hi, Brenda. Let's see. Amaris said hi, Amaris. So working on costume design. Hi, Zeely. Good to see you. How you doing? I sound like, um, I sound like, hi, Lena. If y'all know the comic book hut, he has Edna. How you doing? Just when I say it like that, I think of comic book hut. Let's see. Picola. Yeah, okay. Thank you, Picola. I see I gotta write this down. It's the MMMMICPP. Mini magazine mind mapping idea collecting prompt playground. Let me write that down. Give me 5 minutes, guys. No, I'm just kidding. MMMMICPP. So it's the mini magazine mind mapping. Hang on. Idea collect. Thank you, Pacola. Idea collecting prompt playground. That's what this is. This mini one. Look how long ago. Yeah, we had to. Oh, there's Janet. Janet, I didn't know if you would be here today. I was just telling everybody you got family coming in or came in. Did they come in yesterday? So I wasn't sure if you would be here. And if you are here, are you streaming today? Oh, you didn't get a notification. Well, you don't need a notification. You know I'm going to be here. Yes, it is a mouthful, Tina. I know. I know it is a mouthful. We made that up, I don't know, a few years ago. I don't know how many years ago we did it. Cola might remember. Hey, Elmaris. I was just saying that when I went to IG just a minute ago, I saw your blue page. That was so good. Where's my phone? Okay, so she is. She does have a family. So are you going to stream today with some of your family? Oh, you will be streaming with Courtney. Okay, regular time, regular place. So Janice streams at 1 p.m. Eastern on Monday. Usually it's probably about an hour after me. I usually try to get off of here by 12. Janet comes on at 1 Eastern. And yeah, that'll be awesome, Janet. I did not expect you here. I thought you'd be in the kitchen. I thought they'd have you in the kitchen, girl. Okay, let me see. Let me go over here and find Elmaris. She popped up just a minute ago when I came up. Oh, come on. Where is she? There she is. No, that's not it. Where are you? Oh, there she is. Okay, so Elmaris did this. I can't get too close. I'm already zoomed in, so if I bring it too close, it's just going to pixelate. So there, she just did this page right here in her. Let's see, which journal is this? Just her art journal, I think. I don't think it's a glue book art journal. It's not part of the what do you call it? Scavenger hunt. So. That's awesome, Elmaris. Elmaris, who sends little flat chicks in the mail. I love those little chicks. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. Thanks, Bacola. Let's see. What else is going on? Yes, I did, Sarah. Were you the one that recommended? Somebody recommended a week or so ago some of Scott Howden's books. I got 2 of them. I think he has 4. He has 3 or 4. I bought 2 of them, and I just bought them based off the covers. So I think there's either he has 3 out and a new one coming out, but I bought 2 of them. So I really like them, but I'm going to tell you they're a little small. That's okay. A lot of people like smaller, tiny coloring. It's a lot of tiny details. I'm going to do a flip through of them, but I like the art. But some of them are a little, look, it's kind of small for me. I like bigger, bolder images, but these are very dainty and very, they're very pretty. They're very pretty. So thanks for recommending them, Sarah. Okay, so Sarah said there's 3 from Amazon and a new PDF one. Okay. So you can get them on. That's where I got these on Amazon, and I also got this one. It came up in the recommended, so I got that one too. So I'm going to show them. Hi, CNP. Hi, Marion. Who else am I missing? Aw. So yeah, looking forward to that, Janet. Yeah, I saw that, Tina. Tina is the mod over at Pete's Creepy Little Book. If you like, mysteries, myths, cryptoids, UFO, any kind of stuff like that. Tina mods over at Pete's channel, Creepy Little Book. And doesn't he do 2 streams? Well, so he did 2 on Friday and 2 on Saturday. That's why I'm behind, Tina. Yeah, see, look, the second stream started at 3 a.m. See, I don't make those live shows. I love going. I love Pete and Tina, but I can't get those 1 a.m. when I get up at 4:30. Yeah, I can't do that. So, but I do watch the recordings. And she's a good mod. Hi, Elaine. Let's see. Yeah. Yeah, there you go, Julie. Tina's keeping you on your toes. Let's see. What else? I don't know. What time did you go to bed last night, Tina? Did you get like 2 hours of sleep then? So if y'all are just joining me for the first time, if you're lurking and you haven't been here before, you're watching a recording. My name's Dee Dee. This is Coffee and Art in the Morning, and I stream every Monday and Wednesday, 9 a.m. Eastern, but I usually come on about 8:30. So say good morning and chit chat with everybody. It's a chat show. Let me forewarn you. It is a chat show. Please do not email me, message me, or comment that I talk too much. You can if you want, but we already know that. We already know it's a chat show. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's good. I like that, Tina. The late night creeples. That's clever. If that was said something about my channel, I'd put it in the wingnut book. But you need to write that down. You need to keep some kind of a wingnut book for the creeples, for Pete and the creeples. That's clever. That's really clever, Tina. Let's see. Well, I guess we could go ahead and get started a few minutes early. So, because I can do some flips and show some happy mail. Before I do the flips, I will show the happy mail first. And she did not need to do this. And Xandra, I do have some stuff coming from Xandra. I try to order from her once a month. I love Xandra's shop. Xandra is Paint and Paper Studio. She's Scraps to Beauty on YouTube, and she usually streams Wednesday afternoons, like a 4-ish on Sundays, and on YouTube. And she has her shop called Paint and Paper Studio. I do have some stuff coming from her, but anyway, she wanted me to make a prayer pouch for, I don't know if she, I don't think it's a secret, but anyway, and she said, "Oh, I have the charm for it, so you don't have to put a charm on it." And and she sent me a bunch of charms. So she sent me these, she did not have to send me some more charms, but she sent me all these crosses and a key. Look at this. Look at that one. So they're just really, I love all of them, Xandra. So thanks so much. You did not have to do this. There's a little butterfly. And so let me see if I can hold these up to you. So she sent me these to use on future prayer pouches. So, oh, there we go. Thanks, Pacola. Let me click on that. So she sent me these. So thanks so much, Z. And I'm looking forward to getting my next order. It'll probably be here in a day. She gets her stuff out really quick. Xandra does, from her shop. Unless she's got something going on in her life, she would tell you. But yeah, so she gets everything out really quick. And then I also saw that Selena at Amore Fabriques. She came back from, and she has a video on it, so I'm not speaking out of turn. She had some medical test, and she's going to have to go back for a surgery. But in the meantime, in between, I don't know if it's still open through today. So if you want something from Amore Fabriques from Selena, then go check out and see if she is getting that done before she leaves again for, I think she said a week. So, and then she'll be back. Then she'll be back, and you can get your beautiful fabrics from India from Selena and other things, buttons. She has other things too, trims. Hi, Nancy. Hi, Mama Four. Good to see you. And yeah, Tina's awesome. She's I just met her from Pete, and but again, I didn't see how I didn't see how if she said how many hours of sleep she got last night, because Pete streams like from like midnight to 3, and like Tina said, on the weekends he sometimes streams double. So anyway, thanks for being here, Tina, and just some toothpicks to hold open your eyes. Hi, Rachel. So I got that from Sandra, and then I got Sharon L, who supports my channel every month and supports the cats. I already took one out, but she sent the cats a box of treats and 3 of these little chicks. They smelled them. I had to give them one the day they came in. So so these little catnip chicks and a box of temptation. Now, this is the kind that the cats like, and it's so funny because she always does stuff like this right when they're running out. I think I was down to my last bag. So thank you so much, Sharon L, for thinking of the kitty cats. Let me get past my squeaky chair, guys. But it's comfortable and I'm not getting rid of it. Okay, so then, we got a glare there. Let's cover that up there. But let's go this way. There we go. Get rid of that. My ring light is right here. Okay, so then some of y'all I've talked about Annie V. She has been around the channel. She's not on social media. She's never live. And she watches me and Mary Autier. And I did see she sent Mary a nice big box of stuff that it was awesome. It was awesome. But what she sent me was what I love it. So she sent me a couple little things and a nice letter. Sent me a nice letter, and I'm going to go ahead and read it. And so Annie V, thank you so much for thinking of Mary and I. Dear Dee Dee, unfortunately, this took forever. This should be called Mary B Day because she wanted to send this to me for a birthday. Life here is a bit busy with my husband being in and out of the hospital regularly. Thank you so much for keeping me company in these trying times, but nothing new for me as I survived World War II in much dire circumstances. Life is just unpredictable and we have to adjust. I've heard you wonder how old I am. Well, I'm flirting with 80, but have not kissed it yet. Have followed your direction to make prayer pouches. Am sending you a cat brooch. So she sent me this, and I'm going to put this on one of my I'll put it on one of my prayer pouches for me personally. The little cat look, it's got a little fish, a little dangling fish in the fish bowl there. So she sent me this, and then she said, sending you a cat brooch to celebrate your 2 wonderful helpers. The book, and I'm getting ready to show you that, the book is from my favorite hero, Winston Churchill. He was the greatest painter, ? No. But recently, one of his works sold for several million. What's in a name? May God bless you for giving so much of yourself with unfailing kindness, good humor, and wonderful laugh. From a silent observer, Annie. So she sent me a couple little things. She said, I love this. Must be nice being a cat. So I'll put this in the Fibs book. And then she sent a little notebook, like faux composition book. I like these kind of things for my handbag because I write at a red light. I'll stop if I write something. But this is the book she sent me, Painting as a Pastime, Winston Churchill. And it's just a little book. It's old. I think this is a second printing from the 60s, I think. Originally published in the 30s. Let me go back here and see. So, and no, I will not be cutting this up. I do want to read it. I do want to read this. Where was it? I thought I saw it at the Hubster and I looked at it at the beginning. Here it is. So it was reprinted in 1965. This hardcover edition of the book was published in the U.S. in 1950. But I think it was printed in England in, I'm not sure. Anyway, at least back to 1950. This is a 1965 edition. So I'm really looking forward to this. I know, Tina, right? So about how he got started in painting. And let me kind of just flip through so you can see some of his paintings here. So these are some Winston Churchill paintings. And she said, is he the greatest painter ever? No, but what's in a name? So thank you, Annie V. This is so thoughtful of you. You're so sweet. So I guess she's going to be trying to make some prayer pouches. I hope so. I hope everybody makes some prayer pouches. They're so easy to make. They're just little squares of fabric, and you can put whatever kind of charm on it you want and stick a little prayer, a thought for the day, a word of the day, an affirmation, something positive inside of it. And, you know, whether you wear it or not, you can hang it close to you wherever you read or write or art. And just have some inspiration. So yeah, I will be reading this because it looks very interesting. So I know she does. She does, Julie. She does. So let's see. What else do I have to do? A show and tell. Oh, y'all know that from Amour Fabriques, I did order one big piece of fabric, and I did cut it down to fit one of these books. It's kind of like Janet's Beast, but it's not the same exact brand, but it's kind of the same kind of thing. It's those little books. You can get these a lot of places, but I covered it. It's the black, it has that black. Well, I can't show it to you because I covered it, but it's that black plastic kind of cover, fake leather, black cover. And so I just glued this on, just glued it on, and then I trimmed it down. And so I think it turned out okay. I mean, just glued on. I just glued on the fabric and made a cover for this journal. And I'm starting to work in it. So yeah, only got a couple things done. So anyway, I really like that fabric, and I might. Oh, you know what? Maybe I should put my cat on there. Maybe I should put my cat brooch on there. No, I'm probably going to want to use this for other things. I love this little cat brooch, but maybe, let's see here. Let me open up. Let me do the little latch here. See, look at it. It's got a little dangly, well, let me close the pin. It's got a little dangly fish in the fish bowl. If I could put that on there, I'd be afraid I'll put it on there for a minute, but I'd be afraid I'd catch it on something. I don't even know if I could get it in there. I don't know. There we go. I think I'd kind of worry that I'd catch it on something, but look, it looks good right there, doesn't it? I'll have to make sure I get a good chunk of this background though. But look, it looks good right there, doesn't it? Oh, I like it. So hi Julia. So yeah, I might put that on there. Okay, so let's move this little charms from Xandra out of the way until I put them in my box because the cats will have a fit. Okay. All right. So again, I want to show you a magazine journal. This is an old one. I've got 4, 5, or 6 like this. And this is a double one. And again, I always talk about how to work back to front, front to back in any kind of a bound journal like this. Otherwise, you'll warp the spine. This one's not too bad. Some of mine are completely warped. So I'll show you this old one. And then this is my most recent one that I've made, the mini. Let me read it off here because I wrote it down. MMMICPP. The mini magazine mind mapping ideal collecting prompt playground. That's what this one is. And this one is art magazines that have been cut in half. Now, I cut this myself and it's not very good. It's just kind of, wonky. If you want a perfectly cut magazine in half, it's best to take it to like your Office Depot or somewhere where they have a cutting machine. What do you call it? UPS store, I think, did it for a while. I don't know. You have to call around. I cut mine with an X-Acto knife and a metal ruler, but it is time consuming and you have to be really careful not to, cut your, slip and cut yourself. But this is 2 full magazines cut in half, which made 4 sections. And I'll show you that here in a minute because we're going to make one. I might throw a cover on it, but I'm just going to use one magazine just to show you how you can, this is the current issue of Somerset Studio. So just if you have a magazine you like, I'm not going to cut it. I'm just going to use it as is. Like I said, this one has 2 magazines. I think I have one that has 3. And I just glued the front and back covers together and with Eileen's tacky glue, let it dry overnight. And then I do cover the magazines with some different paper, scrapbook paper, whatever. And then I reinforce the spine with packing tape or duct tape. Most of them I've done with duct tape, but they're fun to work in. And one of the benefits of playing in a magazine journal like this is you can start doing a reverse collage. You can teach us how to do reverse collage, paint blending, color matching, color combinations. There's so much you can practice, and it's just a magazine. So you don't get all like worked up that you're going to mess up something, right? It's just a magazine. Okay, there we go. Picola said that Office Depot or local print shops cuts them for a couple bucks. Yeah. So, yeah, you still have a scar from an X-Acto knife, Julie. I've cut my thumb a few times too. One thing you need to always do, make sure you always use a metal ruler. Don't use a plastic ruler. Do not use a plastic ruler and an X-Acto knife or any kind of cutting blade. No, do not do that. Okay, so let me go ahead and show you. And I did pull some things out here. Remember last week when I did the magazine and calendar harvesting? Well, I pulled some of that out. I have 2 of Catherine Anderson's. These are the newest ones that I bought. I've had them for a month or 2. I don't think I've used them, but I'll show these again. So if you like collage fodder, Catherine Anderson sells these on Amazon for you to use, and they're really awesome. She has windows, doors. I think I have all her window and door ones. She has 2 or 3 doors, 1 or 2 windows, a portal. This one is portals, pathways, and labyrinths. And this one is a vintage journal imagery 2. I had one and I've cut up. What I usually do when I get these guys is I start cutting them up right away. I haven't cut these 2 up because I'm still using some of the doors and the windows and some of the other ones and her vintage 1. But I really just I take them apart. I take them apart and start using them. So I pulled this and I just pulled some random collage fodder to use. And and then this origin magazine, which is only a couple dollars, and it's like reversible, like front and back. So you got like halfway this way, you flip it over and you go the other half. But it had a lot of pretty bright colors that are good for like just strips of stuff in collage. The other thing that I'm going to do that, normally I use golden matte medium for all my collage. But what we're going to do today, and what I've done in these magazine journals, is I usually just use a glue stick. I use magazine and thinner papers, and I just use a glue stick just to show you, I try to keep the magazine journals very easy. Let's just use a glue stick, some torn, and some craft paint, and make it very easy to use. So I don't get out a lot of, matte mediums, and, I don't get fancy with these. So I'll show those in a minute. And again, we're going to use the Somerset Studio as our base. I have not taken out these. I probably will. I don't know. Should I take these out? Because I really do like these to use. But I think I'll just leave them in and use them as a page. Because the Somerset and the Art Journaling magazine, both produced by Stampington, have these thicker cardstock pages in them, and they're perforated for you to tear out and use in your projects. But I think I'm going to leave them in this time and just work on top of them. See, there's a few of them. I think there's usually about 5 or 6. There's another 1 or 2 here. Oh, I had already pulled this one out. Well, I pulled this out to show you that it's perforated. So we'll use that. Okay, so anyway, we're going to use this magazine to work in today, but I do have those other 2 to show you. But before we do that, let's go ahead and show you the new color books that I bought, and then we'll get started on the magazine journaling. So how many of you have done a magazine journal, or I'll even include a glue book? How many of you done a magazine journal or a glue book? Most of the time, glue books do not involve acrylic, craft painting in. They're just usually just gluing in. But if you've used a magazine as a glue book, raise your hand. Or if you've made a magazine journal or a mini magazine book, because we've made these over the years. I don't even know how many years. I think the first magazine journal that I made was back on Ustream, and I've been on YouTube now over 6 years, and then I was on Ustream for 4 years. So because I've been streaming for over 10 years. So on the 2 platforms. Okay, Julie. Yeah, Julie, I know you have. Oh my goodness. Bye, Connie. Bye, Connie. Thanks for emailing me about the situation and everything. And yeah, I'll be back in touch with you. Let's see. Okay, so I think I'm caught up. All right, Sylvie's done glue books. Nettie's done glue book. Elaine's got thumbs up. I'm trying to see if anybody else has done some, either glue booking or magazine journaling. It's very chill. It's very relaxing. You don't have to overthink it. You can overthink it if you want and do, some elaborate collages if you want. But the point of it is not to do that. I'll start by showing you how I reverse collage out, and then I paint, and then you can ink, you can use all your supplies, you can stamp, you can stencil. I pulled my little thing of my new stencils out here to use, so you can use all your supplies in there, and or you could just glue things in there. You can do whatever. It's just so chill. Let's see. Elmira said glue books are cool. Tina said, is you the original gangster? Oh my gosh, Tina. Julia said, I glue everything badly. Well, oh, here comes the babies. I think they know that Sharon L's little chicks are over here somewhere. They know they're here somewhere. What is a baby boy? You can't go to the wires. Cannot go. No, you can't go over there by the wires. You cannot go to the cords. Mama's, no, no, can't go over to the, no, you can't go over to the cords. Uh, they like to get, play with the camera cords and all that. No, he knows where they are too. Okay, let's get down. Let's go ahead and get down on the floor then. All right, he ran out. He's going to pout. Oh, I'm sitting on my foot. All right. So let me go ahead and show you the color books that I bought before we get started. Let's see, get some light there. And so I got two of them by Scott Howden. So thank you for recommending. Let's see, how do I do this? I think that's pretty good. Can y'all see that okay? And I'm just going to kind of do a little flip here. And so you can kind of see what's in it. They're very, very like fairy, fairy gnomes, myths and stuff like that. Well, this one's called Coloring Fantasy. There's this one here, so you can see. So you could use now they're thin. These are thin, right? It's like Create Space paper. Well, they don't call it Create Space anymore. It's print on demand or something, but it's thin paper. Now, when you use this kind of paper, I will even use watercolor. The trick to using water mediums, whether it's watercolor, Neocolor 2, watered down, Crayola Super Tips or anything like that, the trick is not to add water. It's the water that's going to pill your paper. If you want lots of layers in your watercolor with these thin papers, you got to let it dry in between. You have to let it dry in between, okay? Now, one of the nice things about this paper and being one-sided is you can tear them out or not. You just put something behind it, but you can use your Copics. You can use your alcohol markers. Now, you've got to be careful. Don't oversaturate too much right on the edges because it will feather out. So it takes a little, takes a little practice and a little play, especially on something little like this, right? These are very tiny images. Yes, exactly. They do know exactly where not to go. Look at the little, is that a seal or an otter? I think that's a seal. So it's all little fantasy creatures. I love this one with the snail and the mushrooms. I probably will end up doing this one first in this book. So I like this one too. This one I would like to do in pan pastel, like the background. Do this in pan pastel and almost make it look like she's coming through, cracking through a dimensional portal or something. So, but you can use acrylic paint on these. You just have to be careful not to oversaturate with water. There's a steampunk. Hi, CB. Trying to tell a cat what it is like talking to yourself. Yeah. And good morning, CB. Nice to see you. Hi, Rachel. Anybody else I missed coming in? This one's really pretty too. So, yeah. So about the artist, Scott Howden is a contemporary artist from England. He lives and works in the beautiful Derbyshire Dales Peak District National Park. Scott is driven to be creative, loves to paint, and is inspired by art and artists and the way they draw, paint, and sculpt as a way to express ideas and emotions. He enjoys creating and painting fantasy and mythical pieces that enable him to be more creative with design and settings and lets him produce art that expresses and elicits feeling. Influences include nature, myths, books, film, and art. Scott's work is popular among collectors from all over the world and can be found in a number of media, including fine art, limited edition prints, clothing, calendar, and greeting cards. And you can find him on Facebook. Just look up Scott Howden, and that's with one T, SCOT, Howden, HOWDEN, art, Scott Howden art. And he has an Etsy shop. And I also, and he has an Instagram. I don't think I followed him on Instagram yet. Let me see. If I didn't, I will. And then, but I bought these books off of Amazon. Let's see. Did I follow him? No, I didn't, but I am now. Okay, so it's Scott Howden, just like it says. So, and there's pictures, people have posted, I guess, or maybe they're his. But anyway, I followed him, so you can follow him on IG. And this book has 24 hand drawn fantasy coloring images in this one. So that's called Coloring Fantasy. And like I said, he's got, I think, three books out, and I think somebody said in fourth one is PDF. I bought volume 2 and 3, and I based it off of the covers. I just picked them by the covers. So all right. If you don't forget, guys, a couple things. Make sure you have live chat selected at the top. If you just have top chat, you will not see all the chat. So make sure you have top chat selected, and that goes for watching recorded videos as well. You need to always select live chat so you see all of it. Make sure that you're watching in the little wheel settings at 720 or 1080p. I am streaming at 1080p, but make sure that it doesn't, if you see a glitch or a flicker or something goes fuzzy, go to your little wheel and make sure that you are watching at least in 720 or 1080p. And then put things in caps if you're talking to me. Okay. I do try to keep an eye on chat as much as possible, but I catch it much easier if you have put it in caps, if you're talking to me. Okay. All right. This one is called Coloring Fantasy, Volume 2, coloring book by Scott Howden. Look at how pretty that is, and so feminine and so watercolory or pastel-y. Okay. So here we go. I'm going to do a quick little flip through this one. I love this with the turtle. Bye, Rachel. Thank you for coming in. Hi, Estrada. Here come the cats again. No, you can't go over there, baby. You just can't. I have to close the door. Okay, you can sit right there. You can sit right there. I like this one too. I might do this one first in this book. Really like that one. But I like the steampunk vibe. There's like an Alice in Wonderland type thing, another steampunk kind of vibe. She's right there. And again, they're thin, but they are one-sided. So you can either, and these are the kind of books I'll cut them out and put them in my 3-ring binder. Oh, thank you, Tina. Thank you so much for the super chat. That's very sweet. Let me write you down. So you get a print on the next go out. Thank you so much, Tina. Come chat. Please show Dee some love. Stream a like, subscribe, and share. Love my mornings with Dee. Well, thank you, Tina. I like your recordings out with Pete. I can't make those. I seriously, I still didn't see what time you went to bed last night. Oh my gosh, Tina. Tina, if y'all missed it, she's a mod for Creepy Little Book, Pete's channel, and he streams like at midnight, 1, 2 in the morning. And yeah, I don't know. She didn't get much sleep. Thank you so much, Tina, for supporting the channel. And by the way, guys, if you super chat, super sticker, or PayPal tip jar me, I do send you out a print. I send out the prints the first week of every month. So if you've supported the channel in any amount, I do send you out a thank you. And this month's print, well, the first week of April's prints to anybody that supported in March will be the Time Wrangler astronaut, the one that's on the Cardinal. That's going to be the print for the first week of April. So thanks, guys. What is this bed you speak of? Oh my goodness. Or sleep for that matter. So those are the two Scott Howden color books that I bought, and I got them off of Amazon, but you can get them depending, I guess, if you're in the UK, maybe his Etsy shop. I'm not sure what would be the best way. Hi, G. G finally did like a 1 minute video from her car. She used to do these little mini videos from her car, and she would show her little tiny, they're about this thick, but little tiny art journals. Yeah, you got to, you're just determined to sneak over there to those cords, aren't you, baby? Anyway, G's from the car vlogs. That's how I found G, was she was doing little 1 or 2 or 3 minute vlog videos from her car. Okay, so all right, you got some sleepy in your eye. He has an allergy in one of his eyes. I put medicine in it, but he does have allergy in one eye. Bless his little heart. Let's see. Who else did I miss? I'm sure I missed people coming in. All right, so this one is, and then this one just came up in my recommended when I was looking for Scott Howden's. This is Demita, or it could be Demita or Demita Victoria. And so adult color book Fantasia Land. And this one has 2 of each, and it does have the black on the back of it. Now that does not, this does not prevent like alcohol markers from going through the page. It just makes it look nice. If you use alcohol markers or something that goes through, then it just doesn't show, but that does not prevent it from going through with alcohol markers. But so you can see there's 2 of each. There's where it ends right there. And so I just got this one because I don't think I have anything by, maybe I do, but I don't think I have anything by Demita Victoria. So I can't move up because he's right. Let me tilt the camera down. There we go. Just a little bit. Okay, so there's coloring tips. This came out in 2021. And here's some coloring tips all through. Here's, more coloring tips. And part 1 and part 2, all that is just duplicates. So when you get to the second half, it's like two books. So just very, it's kind of like, reminds me of like Carnival. Oh, thanks, Melody. Loves her hobbies. Let me write you down, Melody. Sorry, guys. I got to get something else to drink, I think. Melody loves her hobbies. Thank you for the $4.99 super sticker. Let me click on you. Hang on. There it is. Email me your address, Melody, so I can send you out a print. Okay. Thank you so much. Here, let me put my email in. There we go. So yeah, email me so I can send you out a print. They go out the first week of every month. So thank you so much for supporting the channel. I appreciate it. Thanks, guys. What's a paper? This is the same. It's thin, Tina. It's thin paper. It's like copy paper. Copy paper thin. But that never bothered me. All of I can't think of his name right now. Not Kirby. Hang on. Let me get a couple. Bennett Klein. Bennett Klein's books are all, and I haven't seen, is anybody still in Bennett Klein's Facebook group? I left all color book face groups because I just didn't have time to participate in them. But I haven't seen Bennett Klein put anything out for a while. Has anybody heard anything on Bennett Klein? I have all his books, I think. I have all of them. And I've colored many, many of them. And but it's thin paper. Yeah. But thanks, Melody. Thank you so much. That's very kind. I don't know if I follow. Are you on Instagram? Are you on IG, Melody? I'm guessing you have a channel because Melody loves her hobbies. That has to be a channel. What's your IG? Is it Melody loves her hobbies on IG as well? Yeah, well, it's not necessarily that you're a coloring snob, Tina. It is easier. It is easier to color on thicker paper because you don't have to be so aware of the wet medium going through. But I've just done so many of them that it doesn't really bother me to color on thin ones. Hi, Mirkwood. How you doing? That's Mirkwood right there. Hi, Mirkwood. Hi, Nichols. Okay, so it's the same Melody. All right, let me go over here. Melody loves. Let me see if I can find her. There she is. Okay, I am following you now, Melody. So she does, let's see what else she does. Diamond painting. What is this one? Is this a diamond painting? Is this a diamond painting? Oh my gosh, is that, let me, yeah, it is. Look at that, guys. There's Melody loves her hobby. Can't get any closer without it fuzzing out. There we go. So y'all go follow Melody. That's a diamond painting. Oh my gosh. I did a couple diamond paintings. I did them. I gave them to Boo. After I finished them, I did a fairy and I did something else. But anyway, two. I'm just gonna be honest. It's too time consuming for me. It's way, way too time consuming. They're beautiful when they're done, though. If never tried diamond painting, get a small one to test it out to see if you like it before you buy one of these huge poster size ones because it's very time consuming. Hi, Kenny. Good to see you. Hi, Angie. Daniela. Who else? So, anyway, I'll show you some of my thin paper. I'll show you some of my Bennett Klein pages here in a minute. So it was like a vampire. So they just remind me of Carnival, kind of a mix of Carnival and myth. A lot of masks and costumes and things. So I got this one. Like her. Warrior Princess. Look at I like that one. I might do this one first out of this book. So, yeah, I love myth and fantasy and all that. So, and then part 2 just repeats. So, there we go. That's the cover right there. And so those are the 3 color books that I bought. Let me get out my binder here because I think most of my Bennett Kleins. So when I color on thin, paper, like Create Space type paper, or now I do not take apart. I think the most expensive book I took apart was my what's her name? Well, I'll come to it in a minute. Just her name slipped my mind. I have so many people in my head right now. So many color book people in my head that I'm trying to think of all their names. Oh, thank you, Angie. Oops. Thank you, Angie, for the super chat. £5. Thank you so much. Let me write you down, Angie. Make sure you email me your address if you want a print. Nobody has to tell me their address. And also just to, tell you, I do not share your addresses with anybody and I don't put you on a mailing list. So, yeah, thank you so much. Here's my email again. Here's my email. So email me your address if you want to print the first week of April for anybody that support the channel in March. Thank you so much. Thanks, Julie. Thanks, Julie. I think Janet went off to make breakfast for her family. Just saying. But she's going to be on with Courtney at 1 Eastern. Okay, so let me just show you a couple out of this this book. So I will take them out. What is her name? As soon as I see her, Jasmine Beckett Griffith. I have taken her books apart, But for the most part, if it's a hardback color book or, one of my Asian books that cost 25, 30, $40, I don't take those apart. But any of the thinner ones, I will, take apart. Now these I just haven't put in the I just haven't put these in the sleeves yet. This was done by a friend of mine, Eric Muller on Facebook is where I know him from. And I sent him the first one I colored, and then I started working on a second one, and I have another printout of a third one. He told me I could print them out and color them on stream. That was a few years ago too. And I sent him the original one. So here's a couple other ones. These are from Flowers and Gems by Grazia Salvo. That's what these two are from. So again, I just need to put them in sleeves. And these are a little thicker. These are a little thicker than Create Space, but I still take them out and put them in plastic sleeves and put them in a book. It's just easier to see a lot of your finished. And I know a lot of people are not going to take their color books apart. That is fine. Especially your hardback ones, your Hannah Carlsons and stuff like that. I'm not taking those apart either. But I will take apart the, some are I just do it. I'll just take them apart and put them in a sleeve. So these are a couple that I did from Grazia Salvo, and these are, you can see these were done with alcohol markers, Copics and others. I don't remember which ones I used, and they will go through. But if it's a one-sided page like this, those are the perfect ones to me to take them out of the book. So here's some of my Bennett Klein. This video I think this was on Ustream. It might have been that long ago. This one had like 10 parts. Maybe it was on YouTube, one of my first YouTube videos. I'm not sure. But this was a 10-parter. I don't do this often, but I did do a step-by-step on this baby. This was a step-by-step. I can't get it much closer than that without it, fading out. But anyway, all the fur and everything. This one was a step-by-step. If you can see, the skin looks like velvety fur as well. Yes, the oh dear took forever. It did, Julie. The oh dear took forever. Hello, Syrakian Art. Welcome. You've torn up a few Johanna Basford books. Yeah, you didn't like the spine, Tina. Yeah. So this is one. Again, what I did with Bennett Klein's is I mounted them on cardstock. So see, I just did a little double-sided tape, and I put them on cardstock. And here's where this was from Bennett Klein's Sketchbook 1. And I did add a lot of stickles to them. Now, if you add stickles to your pages or any kind of glitter glue, it's best if you're the pages that you take out, because they will make it a little bumpy, and you try to do another page and you might be fighting with the stickles. So yeah. And this is all paint in the background. That's all just acrylic craft paint in the background, and the clouds and all that's paint. So but I'll show you and I've shown this book multiple times. If you like to see more color book flip throughs, I do have a playlist. Oh, thank you, Bacoa. Now I'm gonna tell you, look, it's from 2016. The video quality is not as good then as it is now. We didn't either have the high quality, or you had on Ustream, you had to pay $100 a month or something to have any kind of quality. But yeah, so now my quality is much better. So a lot of my old videos, I'm just going to be honest with you, they are not as good a quality. So just FYI. And now I stream off of StreamYard, and I pay for the 1080p. So you can use StreamYard for free and have 720. Or you can pay monthly and get 1080 plus other benefits. You can have up to 10 people. I would never have 10 people on. I wouldn't know how to overtalk 10 people. I can barely overtalk Janet. Just kidding. Okay. So, oh, thank you, Jane. Thank you so much for the $10 Canadian. Let me write you down, Jane. I do have your address, Jane. Jane has supported the channel for a while. So thank you, Jane, for $10 Canadian. Thank you so much. I just want to be like Jeannie when I grow up. Thank you, Jane. You're so sweet. And I think I do follow you on IG. I try to follow everybody on IG. If you're an artist, I will probably follow artist, photographer, crafter, diamond painter, any of that. I will follow you on IG. I don't care if you have a big channel. Now, I'd like you to have some. I don't follow people that have nothing posted. If you have not posted any pictures, then I'm probably not going to follow you because there's nothing to see there, right? So you need to post something. And but I do follow. I keep my Instagram as just strictly art. I don't do politics and art. There's nothing going. Yeah, I don't do that over there on Instagram. So yeah. Aw. Yeah, well, we have to try to keep young at heart anyway, right? And thanks, guys. I appreciate all you guys. Hi, Juanita. There's Juanita. Post something, people. Floss the bird. I did post Floss the bird. That's what Juanita is calling my time wrangler, the astronaut on the bird. Floss the bird. So anyway, these are all Bennett Klein and all right, well, here's a good example. This one has stickles on it, but this is a good example of how when you paint the background, let's get that out there. Let's see if I can grab it. When you paint the background, you can do little effects like this smoke. You can do that with your color pencil because this is painted. And this one's mounted on black cardstock. So it's very thin. I mean, this paper is copy paper thin. So, but it still lies just as flat as can be. It still works. You just can't over wet it. You can use paint and everything, but this one has a lot of stickles on it too. Let's see, there we go. So you can see. So I just pull them out so you can see some of the stickles. These are Bennett Klein. This one did take me a minute. Not going to lie. This one did take a minute. And I think I did all this one pretty much with super tips and pencil, I think. And these are some more Bennett Klein. This one I did, and I rarely print out. I think I bought the PDF of this particular dragon book, but I try to buy all the original books. But I bought the PDF, I think, of this one, or he offered it for free one, and I printed this off on craft cardstock. So, and I did it all with only black and white color pencils and a Posca marker. That's Posca right in there. But all the shade, everything's done with just black and white. So on the craft color. So he used to have, I think, all his books at one or most of them on PDF. So did anybody say anything about having? Okay, let's get off my foot. My foot is sound asleep. I'm sitting on it. Bennett Klein's. Have you seen Bennett Klein lately? This one was done by his daughter. And so I did a warrior out of this one, a ninja warrior. And it's got stickles on it too. So, and then just other books here. This one is from the Doodlers Anonymous. And I did a lot out of that book. I love this book. It's one of my favorites. And I love Doodlers Anonymous. And let's see what else. I've got a couple of works in progress, a couple of them here. And let's see. These are, I don't remember all their names, guys. I have so many of them. Linda Ravenscroft. I did these in 2018. And this one has shimmer in the wings. There we go. You got some shimmer in the hair and the wings, some probably Winka Stella. And these are Flowers and Gems from Grazia Salvo. So these here, and again, thinner paper. Let's see. Recently purchased a couple books to do reverse collage. I love Dee Dee's inspiration. Thanks, Cry for Dawn. Thank you so much. I am going to do magazine journals in a minute. Yeah, I just wanted to show the new color books that I bought, and then we got off on this, but that's okay. So again, these are different, and I just put a divider between the different artists, or this is just some random ones here. But I do have the names on the back. I try to put the names of the book that I colored on the back. This is the Kimono Girls, and that one. And then here are the Jasmine book, the Jasmine pages. And I think I have all three. Well, I have three. I think she has 4 books. Anyway, I have Halloween, Mermaids, and her first one. And this was from her Halloween. And I think I just did this one, not this past Halloween, but a year and a half ago now, that Halloween. So these were some of the first ones that I did in her first book. So this one is, I think, the very first Jasmine book page I ever did. And I think this one has, I don't know if it did at one time. I don't go back and keep up with how many views I have on every video. But at one time, I think this one had 75,000 views or more. I'm not sure how, I haven't gone to check lately. But this was my first Jasmine page I ever colored. This one right here. So they just look better when you take them out. When you take them out of the sleeves, but you know, I just have to. I'm gonna keep getting these. There we go. So yeah. Hi, Faithful Mess, Sherry Bug. What's the best way to get pages set? I use an X-Acto knife, Sherry Bug. I just get in the crevice and tear it out. Now, if you push too hard, you're going to cut out more than one. You know, you'll cut out 2 or 3. But see, I don't care. You know, you just have to be careful to do very light pressure if you cut it out with. But that's how I cut mine out with an X-Acto knife or a box cutter. So anyway, yeah. And then this one this did not have bully on there, but this was at a time when that was happening, and I did a page, you know, about that. This one, there's not a video. I did this one off camera. I think there's a video for this one, and I think there's a video for this one. And again, my little mermaid has stickles all over her. Stickles on her tail. And she did not have braids. I painted made her have braids with paint and pencil. So I think there's still a video on this. But again, guys, these older videos, they're not going to be the high quality that we have today. Just saying, be aware. Okay, so let's see. Let me flip through. This one was sent to me by Vicky, Coloring with Vicky, and she sent me a nice little note. Some more works in progress, and Mary Engelbart. Just some random ones in here. These are from the Somerset Studio ones. This one I did half coloring, half mixed media with collage. This was a Tim Holtz did a color book page for Somerset Studio coloring books, which they don't have. I mean, you can probably still get them on eBay or something, but these books, they don't have those anymore. So then here's some dragons. These are ravens. What's her name again? Raven. Let me take it out. Let me take one out. Raven Flynn, Phelan, Dreams of Dragons. And again, these have a lot of stickles on them, so you can see. So, but yeah, it's different ones. These are from Christine Caron's books. This one and this one, and then these are the Ikuko, I think it's her name. These are all in pan pastel. and they're thin. These are very create space paper thin too. But I did these with, and again, I tape them to cardstock because they're so thin. But these are done with pan pastels and pencil. So and paint. That's paint in the background. But all this is pan pastel, and then tiny little shading with pencil. So you can see they turn out good with pan pastels. And they are that those are the only things that I spray. Pan pastels I do spray with a fixative. So anyway, you can make a binder. You can put some in a binder if you want. And that's usually what I do with the thinner books. And then last week, let me get this back in here. Last week we did this book. I haven't put this in. This Christine Karen. I took it out, and this one will go in the book too. So we did this one 2 weeks ago, I think, and there it is posted on my Instagram. So I really like this book. I like Christine Karen's work. So we did that. So I haven't put that in the binder yet. Let's see what else. All right, I think that's it. I think now we can get started on some magazine journaling. So I'm going to use this current issue of the Somerset Studio, but let me show you a couple. Now these are old. Well, especially this one. This one's a few years old, maybe 3 or 4 years old. This one's probably 5 or 6 or 7 years old. But what you do, and now you don't have to glue multiples together. This one has 2. I've glued up to 3, I think. But I'm just going to do the magazine today. But you can cover it like I did here. And you can cut them in half like I did here. So this is 2 magazines cut in half, which makes 4 little sections. And I glue them together with just Eileen's tacky, a lot of glue. And if you're gluing 2 things together like this and this, you just slather this with Eileen's tacky. You slather them both sides with the Eileen's tacky, and you glue them together. Put some books on it overnight. You really need to let it sit overnight. Don't try to glue 2 or 3 magazines together and then just start using them right then, because they're just going to cut. It's just going to come apart. Another channel. She released a new book. No, I did not know that. I did not know that, Faithful Mess. I will have to, let me make a note of that. New color book. I wrote it down. Thanks, Faithful Mess. I did not know that. Hi, Afro Sensible Sister. How you doing? Good morning. Good morning. How you doing? Let's see. Janet's got family in today. So Julie's saying, Janet, they expect victuals too. Yes. Company usually does, Julie. So if y'all didn't hear me say earlier, Janet streams at 1 and she's going to stream with Courtney at 1 today. So okay, so anyway, I'm going to show you a couple of the old. Well, I'll show you one of the older ones, and then I'll show you one. This is a little bit newer one, but this is cut in half. Again, take it to Office Depot or wherever Office Max, whatever, Staples, whatever that has a cutter, and let them cut it for you in half. It's just safer. And it's easier and it'll be neater. Mine's not very neat, but that doesn't bother me, but it might you. All right, so I'm just going to kind of flip through a couple pages to kind of give you an idea. Here, now let's do this one. Okay, so what's nice about you can also glue things on top, but to start with, you can, let me see, I'm going to try to find, all right, maybe this is a good one. So I start with getting rid of the background. I call it reverse collage because what I'm doing is I'm getting rid of the background and you leave what you want in the foreground. Then after you do that, then you can start blending with paint. You can start using inks. You can collage more stuff on top. And, but it's great practice for blending, for techniques, for color combinations, and for blending things in, which I'm going to show you. We're going to do some of that in the new one, but this one's really old. I'm trying to find some pages where they're like this, and I did start doing some doodling. But the thing about using a magazine journal, one of the benefits of it is you're trying to use the colors that you leave. So if you if you paint out, you can either gesso it. I just use white acrylic paint and get rid of the background. Then you can start color matching based on what you leave. So like this is a kind of a salmon color and green based on the colors that I left on the page. Okay. And then after you do that, you can start adding other collage elements on there if you want, or you can journal. Now, to me, when I don't journal once in a while I'll put a word or something on top of acrylic paint, but unless you're using a ballpoint pen, it's really hard to journal on top of acrylic paint. I always recommend that you do your journaling on a separate piece of either colored paper, craft paper or white paper, doesn't matter, just something else. Do your journaling if you like to combine your art and your journaling in one. Do the journaling on a separate piece of paper, and not only you can stick it right on, but you can decide where you want it. So let's just say you wanted to journal right here, that you have about a 3x4 space or whatever. You can cut up a piece of blue paper and do your journaling on it, and you can audition, as I say, where you want your journaling to be on the page, right? So you can move it around if you want to have journaling on your pages. Most of the time I have journals for journaling and study, note taking, notes from books I've read and stuff. I don't do that in an art journal. Although I do have my commonplace book where it's kind of a combination of both. I have my Jane Davenport binders where it's kind of a combination of both. But for the most part, they're two separate things for me. But if you want to do journaling in a book like this, I would recommend you journaling on a separate piece of paper and then gluing that in. It's so much easier. You don't have to worry about I'm going to mess up the writing, I'm going to mess up the journal, it's not going to match. You can do all of it on a separate piece of paper and then come over here and go, let me just grab a Post-it note here. Then we can go over and go, let's see, where do I want my journaling? You know what I mean? You can move it around, decide where you want it before you glue it down. It just takes a little bit of pressure off that perfect page syndrome. You know what I mean? So anyway, so I have paint, I have inks. Let's see what else here. Let me find here's a nice, like this one is all orange and teal colors. And so again, it's very therapeutic to just have a place just to practice your colors. And they don't by the time you put paint on both sides of a page, now it's not perfectly flat, but you've given it some thickness. And when you put it on front and back, they pretty much flatten out. Now, always make sure, and we'll have to make sure we dry in between when we're doing this. You need to make sure your pages are dry when you put paint on them because they'll stick, right? So you need to make sure that your pages are dry. But they're very flat. They're very flat. So, and then here I started putting some collage, some more paper on here. Now you can do a couple different ways, and I'll probably do both ways in the book we're getting ready to do. You can start by just getting rid of all the text or any pictures you don't want with white paint. It doesn't have to be white. It's just nice to start with a white base because then you can throw color on top of that and get rid of the text. And that's what I do also in my abandoned books. But most of the time with my abandoned altered books, I reverse collage it out with black. So I'll get rid of any text or anything like that in my abandoned books with black. But in those books, I'm not trying to play with color and blending and matching. I'm just trying to make a collage, right? In my abandoned books. I'm not going to pull one out right now because y'all know what I'm talking about. Or if you haven't seen them, I've got plenty of playlists. But in these books here, I'm trying to more do things with color. Okay. Hi, Cry for Dawn. Marika. Anybody else I missed coming in? In a book like this, I'm just trying to get rid of the text and any images I don't want. Then you can start playing with the colors and then add color on top of the white to I'm trying to tell you the easiest ways here. Then you can start blending and playing with the colors in the images that you left. Then after you do that, look, I've got inked edges and just all different kinds of ways you can play with it. You can start doing scribble sticks or Neocolor 2 and do other things on. There's just so much you can do with it. So like, for instance, okay, this right here, this was an article on beautifying everyday life. I left that there. This was part of the title of that article. So you can leave some there. And again, I'm not going to be using matte medium. One of the benefits about using matte medium is it makes everything matte, right? Because I use matte craft paint, I use the Americana, but you can use any kind. It's matte. It's not shiny, but the magazine's shiny. Okay. So one of the benefits of using a matte medium is it makes everything matte, right? Plus it glues down things really well. But in a magazine journal, I'm doing these just to play in, to practice in, to get ideas, color combinations, color blending. I don't care if some is matte, some is shiny. But you have to consider that because magazines are shiny, right? Craft paint is matte. So, but you can kind of see where I'm just kind of blending things out. Look, here's one where I just like completely got rid, just using one color and got rid of everything. Most of the time, it's going to be a combination of a few colors. This one has paint scraped. This one's scraped. This one's more just painted, and then I've got inked edges with just some, you can use your distress inks or whatever pad, and I just go around the edges. I don't try to be neat about it. I just take my, my ink pad and just, like this around the edges. But what's nice is you can just play with different techniques, different color combinations. And, you can scrape, you can blend, you can splatter, you can just do anything because it's just an old magazine, right? So anyway, see some I've just blacked out all the, papers. So there's still pages in here that aren't done. So anyway, I've got 4 or 5 like this where I've glued 2 or 3 magazines together. Again, I want to stress that if you don't want your spines to warp, especially if you had 2 or 3, but any kind of glued spine, it will start to warp if you start the front, just work straight to the back. This is going to be like that. So you need to work some in the front, some in the back, some in the middle, some in the back, some in the front. You need to move back and forth so that the spine gets wet evenly and will not warp, because that will happen. Okay, so then here's the one where I cut down 2 magazines and glued them together. So we have 4 sections here. And this is the mini magazine Mind Mapping Idea Collecting Prompt Playground, or MMMICPP. Thank you, Pacola, for finding that again. Okay, so let me see. I don't want to. Hi, Kenneth, Sarah Moon Crafters. Oh wow. Oh, hang on. Okay, I hit the mute button because I had to sneeze. I'm getting quick at that. Let's see. Brandy, Devin Rex, I'm sure I've missed some people coming in. All right, so this is the small one. Again, it is a large, it's like one of these cut in half, two of them, and then glued on top of each other to make the mini one. And so this was 2017 when we started this one. Now there's been a few pages where I've gone in here and added some other things. Our Society of Idea Collector theme is always who, what, where, when, why, and how. So we always ask the questions. And it's the same kind of thing that in the big magazine, but then sometimes I do a little bit more collage or a little bit more painty detail. So it's more, just a little step beyond just blending. This one is more just blending, color matching, and reverse collaging. That's what this is. But then I've gone in here and painted with, painted in clouds and other things. Yes, that's Glinda. Well, that's a sticker. That's a sticker of Glinda on top of another, some kind of angel or something. We just stuck her head on there. And then most of the painting I've done in this is all done with finger painting. After the background is done, if I want clouds or any of this like this, it's all done with finger paint. Maybe I'll do one here before we move into the big one again. So again, I've gone and done a coat of white, paint to get rid of some text or anything else I don't want. See, look. And what I did when I made this, I didn't make it on camera. I might have made the book, but I didn't do all the white out. I spent some hours and went through the whole book and whited out all the text. Now you got to dry in between. That's the thing. If you don't have a heat gun, it's going to be a slow go, right? So, but I put most of this paint on here with just finger painting. So here, let's go ahead and do this one. Now you do want to let me get some wax paper. Hang on. You do want to put some wax paper or something behind because you will get paint off the edges and you'll glue your pages together. And you don't want to glue your pages together. So I'll finish showing you the rest of the book here in a minute, but I'll just kind of give you an idea of how you don't stress. Don't stress. Let's see. I got some baby wipes here. Let's see. Let's get a tray here. So what I usually start with is like this has cream and blue. And I don't want to forget, Cola, try to remind me to read out of this. And I did pull stencils to use today. All right. So it's a nice bright blue. So let's go with a nice bright blue. Just put out a little bit of blue and some cream color. Do I have some cream color right here? Where's some? Let's see. Okay, it's not exactly the color I want. Maybe it could use a little bit more yellow in it. Excuse the paint farts. Let's see a little bit. Let me add. I'm going to go ahead and add a little tiny bit of this yellow ochre. Oh, I think this one's. I have to take the paint gets stuck in the things if you're not careful. So I need to just squeeze some out there. Just a little. Let's get rid of the paint boogers. Yes, paint farts and paint boogers. Okay. So now I like to do this. Some people don't like to get their hands all in it, but I do. If you want to you can use paint brushes and stuff, but I just want to show you how quick and easy it is. I'm going to pick up all those colors. Let's pick up some more of that yellow. Okay. So I got all those colors. And what I'm going to do is now I'm just going to start going in here and just getting rid of the background and kind of blending in. Now I have my baby wipe here, and while it's wet, if you want to kind of remove a little bit, you can do a little bit. There's no matte medium on here to protect it though. All right, so I got some more here. So I'm just going to come over here. Let's put some of this down. Maybe a little bit of yellow. Let's get that. Okay, so now there we go. That all the background's covered. All right, so now clean my hands a little. Let's get a little bit of white. All right, let's put a little bit of white on here. And then I'll just go in here and maybe, let's just add a little bit of clouds. So I'm just going to add a little bit of clouds there, over here. Okay, so that might be all I'll do. All right, so and it's what I've done is I've played with those three colors. Yeah, exactly. Well, I think Jean got better at touching paint in her later years of of art journaling, Julie. But yeah. Oh my gosh. All right, so now I'm going to take off these wax papers. I'm going to hit this with the heat gun real quick so I can turn the page. And I'll reach out for a second. A little bit of blue there. It's a little thick. But what I'm doing here is that I'm saying, okay, so these color combinations, you learn your paint colors, you start getting cool color combinations. I could add some black in here, some black splatters, some black inked edges. So I'll get it fairly dry, and then I'll put a piece of wax paper in and turn the page. Hi, Brandy. Anybody else I might have missed coming in? Gotta go make the grits? Okay, Julia. Have a good day. Thanks for coming in. Okay, so that's I'm just going to put a piece of wax paper in because I want to move on. So let's go ahead and just put that there. And so if there's any wet paint, it won't, glue itself shut. All right, there we go. So I was going to kind of flip through here. You can see here I added pink and blue, teal colors based on the color that are there, based on the colors that are there in the image. And then I went back with the Posca and did some little patterns and just smeared some cloudy stuff across it. So it's just fun. It's just a magazine, right? It's just a magazine. Here again, same thing. I just did all that with fingerprint painting. If it's too thick or not blended enough, take you a baby wipe and blend it in. And it's just fun to have a place to come in, have a playground. That's why we called it the Idea Collecting Prompt Playground. Okay. So again, just smeared paint. And then there's a bunch of pages not done. Here's another smeared paint one. And then you can go back. You can go back and add collage on top, or your stickers, or little journaling. I would still recommend using journaling prompt cards or paper, journal on something else and then glue that in. Here's a little Halloween one we did. We did the background. And again, I based it off of orange, black, and the colors that were there. And then I went in, and this is a stamp. There's a skull stamp there. Then I hand drew the trees in there with just a pen. This page started coming out, so I just slapped a piece of packing tape on it so that the page stayed in. There's a little pumpkin sticker there. So you just do so much. It's just so much fun to play. Faith Mess, why I can't finger paint my OCD? Well, I know. See, that's Faithful Mess. That was like our Jean. Music scrap Jean, she couldn't either. She loosened up later, but but she could do it with a baby wipe. Yeah, there you go. See, she could get down with a baby wipe method. Oh my gosh, so funny. I could get down with a baby wipe. Oh my goodness. If y'all don't follow Faithful Mess, y'all need to follow. She has a very chill channel. Faithful Mess does, she does mail, what do you call it? When you swap mail with people, not happy mail, pen pal. She does like pen pal type stuff, and she does art journaling, and but I guess she obviously does not throw her fingers paint. So you can just do all kinds of little things. You can let me get a brush pen. So like this little tree was already there. Well, now just make that tree come all the way across. I mean, you can just doodle, you can play, you can just do so much, just to have a playground, right? All right, so let's see what else we got here. That was a little list of things with Xandra and the Mermaid. Here's some more of the finger painting, and then gone back in here with Posca. So just use the images that are there to inspire you to, again, here I just threw on the paint, drew some stars. I could do some splatter, some white. I could throw on some stars, or go back in here with some Posca and add more. There's a little shooting star there. So, this is where you get ideas. Yeah, well then, and see, that's what you should do. It should be what you want it to be. It should be what you like it to be, doodling. And, if y'all seen Barb Owens' family, I forget what she calls them, her, not funky family, but something like that, where she does the funny faces and stuff. I mean, okay, let's see. Sarah said, I keep trying the baby wipe, and it's not working out yet. Can't get the look right for cloudy mistfall. Okay, well, now just turning it too smeary. Well, it is supposed to be. All right, let's do it. Let me get a baby wipe here. All right, so we're going to put some mist on here. So what I do, well, I already got some white paint here. What I do is I have it's a wet baby wipe. It's not dried out. It has to be wet or damp. You know how baby wipes are. And I take a dab of it, of white paint, and I mash it in my hand, because what I'm doing is I'm mashing it into the baby wipe. I'm mashing the paint into the baby wipe, okay? And then I can come in here and do mist and fog or water foamy stuff. So I get some on there, then I can get a little clean spot on the baby wipe and soften it. So you can make clouds, you can do mist, And then if you want some areas to have like that white, what do you call it? Like the silver lining, you can get back in there and just, add some more. It just takes a little bit, it does take a little bit of practice. But it's mashed into the baby wipe. I don't know if that helps, but then you can just take your finger and add other darker bits if you want more in there, more brighter white other than the mist. You can go back in there and just, you could use a brush. I just like using my fingers. It's quick. Okay, so Faithful Mess is doing a devotion. She's doing the was it Shannon Noel? Is that how you say it? Shannon Noel, a devotional series. So she's going to start a new one on Monday, April the 5th. So if y'all want to do a devotional with Faithful Mess, there you go. Go to her channel right there. Let's see. Amara said her ADD took her, started making costumes to trouble. Well, you can do it. There's just so many, there's no rules, right? Tina, I've just done thousands of them, Tina. Just done thousands of them. At least hundreds and hundreds. I tried too hard. It doesn't count. Yeah, you can't, keep a light touch. Now, let me dry this so I don't glue because if I shut this now, the next time I open this book, these pages are going to be stuck together. Okay, so after I show this book, I'm going to take a quick break, give me a little more juice, and then we're going to work in this magazine, doing some stuff in that magazine. Look, here I started drawing some little weird tree things based off of Tisha Moore. Here's some little thumbprint ladybugs. Just take some red paint and make some thumbprints, and then go in and just draw a little head and legs. So yeah, so now this is where I glued two together, so it's real thick right there. Here's where one started coming out. Sometimes the pages will come loose, especially if you've cut the book in half. You know, you might have a few loose pages. I just go in there and just tape them together. You can use your stencils. Here's some more stenciling. And again, I did pull my stencils out to use today too. This is one of those what do you call it? These things. I don't know, like washi tape or some kind of something came on it. And, you know, just did a stamp with it. You can use your stamps. This is out literally out of the ink bottle. Took the little ink bottle and the stopper and drew with the stopper. I'm showing off, Tina. I like to laugh at myself. I do. Okay, so here's another little. There's a little cat. This was a little Post-it note. Just some little drawing. Threw down some paint and then just went around it with the pit pen. Pit pens are good. They'll go over your acrylic. Okay. And again, this is just all painted in down here. There's one of my hand carved bees. Another one up. These are hand carved bee stamps. So here we go. Chill. I just wrote that with the stopper. Okay, hang on. I got to answer Boo here. Let's see. Or she might be talking to Hubster. Okay. Again, this is all just paint like this. So anyway, you see, there's some drips after we painted in some pinky. But what I do is I use the images as my color inspiration. Then you don't have to look pink and lavender and light green. If you pick up those three colors on your fingers and just mash it across, you got something started. Or use a paint. Use some a paintbrush rather. You can use a paintbrush if you want. So, but it's your doodle playground. Here's one of my hand carved gargoyles. There's a little cave over here, a little castle, and then again, this is just baby wiped mist coming across. Y'all are funny. And again, three colors. So it's just, this is just really a playground. I mean, really a playground. I'm trying to find the pages that there's something on. Otherwise, I just have the text whited out, right? Okay, here's another one. Just did some little cat tails. Oh. The enablers. So the enablers are cast out at sea. And yeah, and the little dog's going, no. I think we had them. I forget who they are. I know one was Eileen. And anyway, they were the enablers. So you can just do whatever you want. Hi, Blue Petal. How you doing? Yeah. Thanks, Tina. Yes, that one is a classic for sure, Julie. That one is a classic. The enablers. And again, I showed how you can do some brush lettering. Let's see. This was a Carla. What's her name? Is it Carla? Anyway, this image right here by that artist was there. So I just drew the spine and drew the wings coming off of that one little image right there. Again, this one was scraped with I scraped this one with a palette knife, and then got to dry it, and then went in there and drew in the what do you call it, the branches, and it's all kind of like scrubby and messy, but it's just a different technique. You can do all this. What is my streaming schedule? I stream every Monday and Wednesday, 9 a.m. Eastern. But I usually come on like at 8:30 just to chat with everybody beforehand. But between 8:30 and 9, Monday and Wednesday. And then Janet and I occasionally will do a Thursday guest show, but that doesn't happen too often. But yeah, we did have Devin Rex on once. All right, so here is, and we've had about, I don't know, 5 or 6. Maybe I've had 5 or 6 guest shows. I've had Gary on, and yeah, they're in their own playlist. Guest shows, there's a playlist for guests. These little ladies here, you can make little figures real easy like that. Mom's saying, mom and Hubster talking to each other. So again, just like, and then this one's real thick. This is the double. This is where the front and back covers were glued together. And then right here is where they started coming apart. So sometimes you gotta put some packing tape in there. Here's some of my hand carved pea pod stamps. So that's pea pod stamp. So let's see what else we got here. Here's a pile of projects. Instead of a whip, a work in progress. These are pops. I think Terry Trouble. Yeah. Oh, look, Terry Trouble came up with that. Pop is a pile of projects. How many of y'all have a pop? Oh, okay. Let's see. Let's see if I can just flip through to some more. Done. Here we did the meeting of the beards, iris beards. Again, this was just done with some ink bottle stoppers. Here's where I showed how you can do very simplified, like cactus or any kind of flowers like this. We just drew these with, I mean, it was really so simple, guys. Just the shape of the cactus, pear shape, the pear cactus, and then a white Posca. Let's see. Flow again, just smooth, smushing out the paint. Some more smushing and cloud making. Oh, see, look, I just pulled that out. So I'm going to have to tape that back in. The reason this one is a little bit more, it's more susceptible to falling apart because it's been cut. The book has been cut in half. So it can, but it doesn't, I just tape it back in. Okay, here's another go with the flow. Again, another just painty bit. What else do we have here? Because it is a magazine, it's not like it's what do you call a spiral journal or something. Let's see if here's this one. I have a pile of Haggaddies. Haven't got around to them yet. Oh my gosh. Okay, and Afro Sister Sizzle says, I have a mountain of projects. Those are all good, guys. Swatch while you watch. Y'all are so witty, I tell you. That's why we have our That's why we have our wingnut book. Again, so you can just add different things. But it's just, as you can see, I'm trying to show you this to show you how many different kinds of ways you can use your magazine journal. You know, there's just so many things that you can just, whatever your imagination, don't make it be something that, oh, I've got to have this Instagram ready. Don't be that way. This was, I think it was a leaf stencil. Because then you won't have fun with it. The idea is to just have some fun and have some inspiration, some color combination ideas. You know, here's another one where painted a little scene, added some little steps up that door, started blocking in a tree there. But it's just something that if you can always just pull this book out, and I'm going to leave that wax paper in there because that's not dry yet. Something that you can always just pull out and get some ideas and inspiration from. You know, you really, if you're a member of the Society of Idea Collectors and you have a Society of Idea Collector notebook, you will never run out of ideas, but you have to write it down. Let me take the last sip of this juice here. If you don't write it down, you won't remember it. All right, let's put these two to the side now. All right. All right, let me take a quick break and go get something to drink. And then we're going to start in on this one. So I will BRB. Okay. All right. I'll be right back. Okay. Got some more juice. Washed a few blueberries off because it was either a few blueberries or I was going to bust out a bag of Cheetos. So I figured this was healthier. So I just got me a few blueberries because my throat is really dry this morning. I slept with, where'd that one go? I got to find that dropped blueberry. I just dropped one. Where did it roll to? I thought I dropped one. Oh, well, maybe the cat will find it. I'm not rolling over it on my chair, so that's good. Okay. If I sleep with a fan or the window open, as y'all know, that dries out my throat and my voice for the next day. All right, let's make some space. Okay. I know. I would take Cheetos too. Oh my gosh. Oh, Dino. I love Cheetos as my favorite. Hi, Sandra. Thank you, Sandra, for the little charms you sent me. I showed them this morning. You did not have to do that. That was so sweet. Thank you so much. I'll use them on other prayer pouches. So, and that's Sandra right there, by the way, guys. Paint and Paper Studio, Sandra. Her shop is she sells a lot of things that I don't find other places. So thanks, Sandra. So, all right, I'm just gonna wolf down a couple more of these blueberries, and I got me some cranberry juice. Chocolate rice crackers, Brandy. I don't know what that is. Okay, so I pulled out some stencils, and I don't want to forget before we leave to read out of our 1001 Ways to Be Creative. So I need to prop that up somewhere here so I don't forget it. There's my stencils, my wax paper. Okay. And I'm still low on these trays. I don't know where all my trays went. I think I put a couple in this. I just don't know where I think Denise threw some away. I really do. All right, I'm going to have to get out my big tray then. Where is it? I'm going to have to get out my big tray. We're going to have to work off of this because I can't find any more of these. All right, so what I'm going to do is first off, I'm going to show you a couple different things that you can do. Baby. No, no. Go find that blueberry. Where is it? I don't know. Maybe I didn't drop one because I'm not seeing it anywhere. But, okay. So I'm going to go ahead and let's go ahead and put out some white paint. I've got this big bottle over here. And I won't do all of them. But if I was just doing this by myself, I would probably go through the whole magazine. I'd go through the whole magazine and do this. But I won't do all of them. I'll just kind of do a few random ones. Yeah, so yeah. All right, that's all the blueberries are made. Okay. So let's get a brush. And you do have to excuse my squeaky chair, which is, I don't know how old it is, but it's real squeaky. But it's so comfortable. Okay. So let's just start. Oh, what did I do? How did I glue that together? Oh, some piece of glue there. Okay. So I won't start with the immediate ads at the beginning. Let's just kind of jump into some article because that'll be more interesting. Right? All right. So the first thing, this is what I do. And you can go all the way to the edge if you want. But what I usually do is you can still see through it a little, but that's okay. I just want to get the bulk of the print gone, right? And I just cover up the text. If there's any down here you don't want, I just cover it up. All right, so that's it. So now we're going to dry it because I'm going to keep moving. I'm going to keep moving. Well, you suggest that to him then, Tina. I still want him to do something on spirals. And you want it pretty dry because, but be careful with the heat gun. If I sat here and did this any longer, I'd bubble it up, right? I'd start bubbling up. So you got to kind of be careful. But by the time you do back and front, and you start working on other, this is just to get rid of text. Okay? This is just to get rid of the text. And then, you're going to do all that other painty stuff like I showed you in the mini one. I'm going to be doing this a lot. Well, I'll do about 10. I'll do about 10 pages. Because y'all don't want to see me do the whole book. Hi, Kate. Rachel. Anybody else I'm missing? Okay, so we can do that. Let's just do this whole article right here. Because I've already started this article, right? And you can see how quick I do this. I'm just getting rid of text. After you've read the magazine, if you're going to cut it up for a glue book or cut out, different things for collage in your art journal, well, this is just your, way to play with it. I'm going to go back to these colors here in a minute. So you can kind of see it. You just kind of keep moving real quick. And if there's anything else, like, let me give you an example. Let's say you don't want all these little pictures. You just want some of them. Then you can just get rid of them. Like maybe get rid of a couple. Keep a couple. I'd probably have kept all of them, but I just want to show you how you can get rid of whatever you don't want, right? Let's get rid of these. So this is what I call reverse collage, because I'm reversing it. Instead of putting things on, I'm taking things away. All right, let me get a couple of baby wipes because I'm going to keep my hands clean here. And you do go through a lot of baby wipes. I do when I collage, mixed media, any of it. All right, dry. Put it in caps if you're talking to me. Hi, Donna. You can do whatever you want. You can cover the page number or not. It'll probably end up getting covered up anyway when I go to add color. So... all right, let's see. All right, so now let's skip this because it's got blue again. And again, look. Oh, see, look, it started tearing out. These are perforated, so I don't know. It may be better just to take these out and use them, because I already had one come out here. So, the Somerset Studio, the art journaling, they have these extra cardstock pages in here that you can, they're perforated, and you can tear them out. All right, so let's see. I'm going to skip over to another. All right, let's go to this color here. Okay, so I'm going to, let's see, I want to get rid of this. Maybe I'll just to do this just to show you. Maybe I'd want to, paint out the hand around the hands here. I probably wouldn't be this fussy painting at this early stage, but I just want to show you how you can reverse collage. You just paint out whatever you don't want. Okay. And you could take more time and do it real neat, but I want to show you all the ideas and the techniques. Then y'all can take it from there and do whatever makes you happy. But I like sharing the ideas with you. Okay, then let's get rid of this text. All right, there we go. Just so you can kind of get the idea. The other thing about adding acrylic paint to anything is then you can use your color pencil. Shiny magazine, you could maybe get a little color pencil down there, but you're not going to be able to color pencil with it like you can on top of acrylic paint. Oh, you can put, you're going to end up painting over that anyway, Donna. This is just to get rid of the bulk of it. Thanks for stopping in, Kenneth. Okay, so now let's just keep. All right, I'm going to skip some just because I want some more bigger color areas like this, okay? Because when I go back, again, I personally would go through the whole magazine and do the whole magazine with this, which I could probably do, not pretty, it's only one magazine. It's not like I'm doing, 2 or 3 at a time, which I've done and taken some hours. All right, let's try this. Thanks, everybody that's lurking. Thanks for being here. Wednesday, I'm going to give away another one of Faithfulness's How to Draw books. We'll do that on Wednesday. Y'all might have to remind me because I'm barely remembering to read out of this one. We get on our, get in the groove and get on rabbit trails. Okay, I'm going to put a Post-it note on here because this has got some good colors to do a good example with. Okay, this one could be too. I'm just going to kind of skip to get some different color versions. And I am going to go ahead and pull these perforated because I know what's going to happen is I'm going to get them wet and painty and they're going to come pop out anyway because they're perforated. The rest of the magazine's not perforated, but these cardstock things are. So I'm just going to go ahead. Did I get that in that thing? I just want to go ahead and get them out of the way. Okay, so let's see. All right, this will be another good one because it's got some different colors. Now, see, somehow I picked up some yellow gouache over here too. I just use these trays for everything. If I want to be careful and not have that happen, that's why I use these trays on camera. But I can't find them. I don't know where I think Denise snuck in here and threw them all away because I used to have stacks and stacks of them. All right, so there we go. So let's try that. Thin coat. Oh, thank you, Linda. Thank you so much for the super sticker. Let me write you down. I think I have your address. If anybody that doesn't know if you're not sure if I have your address, make sure and send it to me so that I can send you out a print the first week of the month from the following month. So and if you super chatted me or PayPal tip jar me in March, those prints will go out the first week of April and the first week of the following month for every month. So thank you, Linda. Here's my email. So just make sure you send me your address. Thanks, Bacola. Thank you. So thanks, guys. Hi, Samantha Nelson. Good to see you. I mailed out something, you know what? I mailed out to you last week. You should get it. Okay, G. Thank you so much. Thanks so much, G. Keep doing those in the car videos. I love those. I love your car videos. Thank you, Linda. Okay, next page. I'm going to do this. Same thing with this article. So I'm just going to get some paint on here. And you don't really even have to do this step. To me, it just gets the text, distraction. And it gets you started in the book. Okay, this one has pink, so let's go ahead and do this one too. Because it has a different color. All right, so I'm gonna stop here. I'm gonna stop here on doing this because I'm trying to show you as many different things as I can from a magazine journal idea here. So let's go ahead and we'll go on to the next step. Okay, so I'm going to stop on here just to now. Now, here's the next thing you can do. And you don't have to do it with your fingers, especially if it's something bigger like this. You might want to contain it with a brush, but I kind of do a combination of both. But I'll show you with the brush. Okay, so now look at this. You can see I see pink, magenta, and gray and black. Okay, so I'm probably going to let's put out a little bit of, and again, I have probably every color of Americana, but you can practice blending and making your colors. That's great practice with this kind of a thing. That's what these magazine journals can really help you with: color blending, mixing, matching. So even if you don't have every color, you can practice doing that. But that being said, these, and it doesn't have to be Americana. Get any kind of craft paint and colors that you like, and collect them up over time, and you'll have fun with just craft paint. Let's see. Go to my mama things at prayer pencil. Aw, aw. Thanks, Tina. Santa's let's not fun unless you get your fingers. Yeah, it is. It's fun to. Okay, but I'm going to show you how to do both. All right, so I got some magenta out, and maybe let's do some gray. And again, you can make your own gray, black and white, of course. But I'm just going to pull out some gray here. Okay, now what I'm going to do is, and technically speaking, you probably, maybe I should do it just because I say it and then I don't do it. Let me get some big. Here's a big piece of paper. Tear this in half. You really want to put something behind your paper so that you don't glue your paper to get your pages together, because that will happen, especially if you're going all the way to the edge. Okay, so some wax paper, just something, because you're not going to leave it in there. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the magenta, and maybe I just want to paint out everything that's magenta. Everything that's white into magenta. Maybe I'll leave a little bit. Maybe it'll be a little smudgy, a little messy. Go around the edges, go in there. And then maybe I'll kind of try to blend some with my finger where I'm trying to blend in the pictures. Or I could leave it kind of messy for now. You could so totally paint it a solid. I showed you in the other magazine journal, the big one, where I painted it in solid color. And it's just a flat base color, right? Or you can just kind of do this and make it kind of messy. And so essentially what I'm trying to do is just kind of make the page incorporate with my painting colors here. But again, you can do it neater, you can do it messier, you can do scrapey, After you scrape some on, you could take a baby wipe, you could blend it all nice and evenly, or half light, half dark. You can do this. Now that I've got that magenta on there, maybe I want to pick up some of the gray. Maybe I'll put in some gray. Maybe I'll take my baby wipe and, smush that in. So essentially, I'm just playing with the colors. I'm seeing what I want to blend. Do I want it all solid? Do I want it textured? You see what you smell what I'm stepping in? So you can see maybe a little gray up here. Maybe I'll start to try to blend these little panels of art all together. And maybe I'll get a little bit more up here with maybe I don't want this word there, or maybe I just want grow there, so I'll cover up that. You just, it's just getting the paint down on the page. Okay. Then again, you could use your fingers, you can use your baby wipes, you can just do whatever you want. Okay. And you can take more time. I'm trying to get showing you as many as possible. So I'm going a lot faster than, I would sit here and think about it and what color do I like, and take a little bit more time, but you can do whatever time you have. Okay. Let's see. D so brave, wear long sleeve. Well, most of my clothes are painty clothes. You know, everything. I'm in here painting all the time, so you know, most of my clothes are painty clothes, and I am wearing a cut. Let me show you. It's a uh, jean shirt. The sleeves are cut off, so it's like a jean vest. I have tons of these, so they kind of cover up my, you know, front, if you will. You know, so I'm not completely covered in paint. All right, so I'm just gonna kind of play with this for a minute. All right, so then after I do this, and I'm not even cleaning my brush. Now, if you do, you know, keep your water handy to clean your brush. But most of the time, if I'm using a small brush or something, I just have a baby wipe. I'll get the bulk of the paint out and then pick up the next color. All right, so let's just say I got all the color here that I want. And, you know, you could, again, smear it in with a baby wipe. But you can, now you can do all kinds of things. You could do drips, you could do splatters, you can do, you know, you can do the clouds coming across. You know, you can play. You know, it's the whole the whole idea here. You know, so maybe the birds gonna have a little bit of cloud there coming across here. Okay, maybe there's more splatter. Maybe there's more birds. All right, now let me dry this, and maybe we'll pick up a stencil. Yeah, smell what I'm cooking? Yeah, I've been doing a soup of the week. My mom's been giving me a recipe every week. And so let's say I did chicken noodle, then I did chili, which I'm just considering stew, soups, all of it. So first I did chicken noodle, then last weekend I did chili. Yeah, this Saturday I did shrimp and sausage gumbo. And so she's giving me her recipes one by one. Although she did say, well, I got 4 more here for you. Which one do you want? I said, no, just surprise me. Just give me the recipe. And that Saturday, so Hubster and I are making it. You know, he'll do the chopping for me, or, you know, but I'm doing most of the cooking because I'm trying to do a soup of the week because I'm not a cook. I'm not a recipe person. That's a little thick there. It's going to take a while to dry. I got to think about that while we're here. I don't want to take all day for things to dry. Yeah, yeah. It's good anytime, right? Chilies, any of it. All right, so let's see. I'm going to show you some all kinds of different things. Let me see if I can find a stamp pad here. I'll just grab a black one. But you can do colors, but I'm going to use black because the birds, right? Okay, so you can take your stamp pad. It's just a stays on. And you can go around the edges. You can use the little daubers and stuff too. I usually just kind of do, you know, messy because I like it that way. But you can do some ink on there. And again, you can take your little daubers, you know, where you put it, you pick up the ink with the little sponges, little Tim Holtz sponges and stuff. You can do that. I love the way it stays on. Not everybody likes stays on smell. I love the stays on smell. Okay, so maybe we could do let's see, what else can we do? Maybe we want some, maybe there's some raindrops. Maybe there's some rain coming out of these clouds. I mean, again, guys, it's just whatever you want to do. Don't overthink it so much that you're not having fun with it, and just try different techniques. You know, there's a glare right there. Go. Okay, so maybe we could do. Let's do a stencil just because we can. Let's just pick a random one here. Okay, I like this one. All right, so now let's get a little bit of black paint on my tray here. And the trick to stencils is to always use a dry sponge. Makeup wedge, don't clean this and have a damp sponge and then try to stencil with it, because the water will sop up underneath the stencil. You want a dry sponge, okay? And dry paint. I mean, dry meaning I don't have any water in it, right? Okay, so like this. So let's just see, maybe we'll have some. And when I stencil, I like to just kind of feather it off. I don't necessarily try to do the whole stencil. I'll just pick little areas and make it kind of fade out, you know. So there's some darker areas, some lighter areas. You can go over some of the words, or some of the, what do you call it, the pictures that you're incorporating. So just little things like that. I got a little blobby right there. So I'm going to go ahead and put some paint on that. Kind of blend that in, because I don't want just one blob. If we're going to have blobs, we got to have more than one blob. So let's go ahead and incorporate some of the black and the magenta in there. Go across here. So are any of y'all inspired to do a magazine journal like this just by watching this? There's a shine right. I got a glare. Let me see, it's that light right there. Let me move over just a little. There we go. Let's move over. So I'm going to show you some different things that you can add. Hi, Makeup by Andrea. Could you show us a flip through of your recently finished journal? What I just showed some magazine journals. I don't know if you were here. Is that what you're talking about? Magazine journals? I mean, I have 20 different kinds of journals, so I'm not sure what one you want to see. I just showed the magazine ones earlier. So tell me what kind of mediums or what kind of journal you want to see. I have altered books, abandoned, altered books. I have collage, mixed media. What kind? Oh, good, Julie G. So, hi, Carla. I love Stays On. Reminds me of the smells of old service stations on our stores. Hi, Nats. Just any junk journal? Okay, well, I just showed some. You probably weren't here. I showed them before I started this. I showed some magazine journals. But I have playlists. Go look in my playlist. I have, all kinds of flips and showing and, So I'm going to show y'all just a few different things here that you can do. And you can incorporate them different, you could use some stencils on this or not on that, or, I'm just kind of showing you that you can add it all. Add it all. There's a flare right there on my birds. Maybe I need to prop this up. Let's see. Let's put this book here. See if I can still work on it. Kind of prop it up a little. There we go. Just has a glare on it, but that's probably going to be hard to stencil on, though. So let's see. Hi, Gary. We're just doing some random magazine journaling using old magazines. Well, this is a brand new magazine, but using your magazines to test out techniques, color combinations, things that you just want to try, and some things you just want to chill. Okay, and I don't clean my stencils. Don't email me. All right, so there you can see that. So let's go ahead and dry. We'll throw a bucket of stars on this one, and we'll move on to the next page. Yeah, you do reverse collage because what you're doing is getting rid of what you don't want on an image, on a page. All right, so now let's get a, do I have a, where's my little buckets? Am I out of buckets too? I guess I'm out of buckets to do a little bucket of stars. I'm just out of all kinds of trays. All right, let's put some right over here. I'm just gonna pick up some of, let's get a brush. I'm just gonna pick up some of this paint right here, this white paint, because I don't need much. And come right over here in this little corner here. And what I want to do is just water that down. I usually do this in those little Simply cranberry juice lids so that it stays contained. The wet paint, I mean the watered down paint is separate from my other paints. But okay. So again, guys, magazine journals are a great way to practice different techniques, drips, splatters, paint colors. And I'm going to show you, you can do some collaging on the next one. Okay, so this is just using just paint. All right, let me clean that out. All right, let's hit it with the heat gun. I know, Carla. I've kind of accused Denise of taking them. I don't know for sure. Now you really want to make sure, especially if you added these splotch and drips or thicker paint, that it's dry, because you'll close your magazine, and the next time you go to open it, it's going to be stuck together. And if you're not sure, then put a piece of wax paper or something between it, right? Okay, because see, those little drips are still wet. So, but you can add other things like, remember we added, okay, that's propping that up. I added these little raindrops coming out of the clouds. You can continue to do that. You can just, whatever. All right. Let me put a, here, I'm going to put a piece of wax paper in because those aren't dry yet. All right, so now let's go back. Let's take these out. Now let's go back to some of the pages where we whited out, some of the text, right? Let's see, where do I want to go? Let's go to that blue. Okay, so let's start with this. Now what you can do, again, we've whited out the text. You can take collage fodder. Now I've got to make some room here. I did pull all kinds of collage fodder out here. And then I also pulled out 2 of these Catherine Anderson collage books. Okay, so I'm going to at least use something out of one of these 2. And then also some of these, this Japanese calendar that we deconstructed last week. All right, so maybe I might find something kind of blue in here. Like, let's just say maybe a little bit of this wave here. Some of that. And I'm just looking at the colors now. I'm looking at the colors that are here. Look at that. So let's just do a little of this. I just want to do I'm trying to give y'all a sample, right? I'm trying to show y'all a sample what to do. You can take more time, you can do more of it, but I just want to show you kind of what you can do. So I can glue some here, I can glue some here. I'm just going to randomly put some color here, here, here. Okay. And this is where you can then build off of that later. All right. So can you see how if I glue this down? And again, if you want to add a lot of paint and a lot of detail like I do in my abandoned books, you probably want to do the matte medium so that you have more time to work with the images and paint on it. But this is just a magazine journal. So glue stick. Okay. All right. So I'm just going to And again, you can do this with, just like you would a glue book. And it's just a great way to practice. So if you're saying, oh, I'm afraid to get into an abandoned book and mess up my pages in that because I don't know what I'm doing yet. I haven't tried to do, mixed media collage where I'm gluing a bunch of stuff down and trying to paint it in. Well, then practice in your magazine. Practice in your magazine journals. That's what this is. It's not meant to be precious. All right. So let's see. Let's go ahead and glue. Let's maybe put some here. Maybe I need another little piece. Okay, there. So I just have some different colors. Now, the same kind of thing, if you want to paint it in. Hi, Lisa. All right, let's see. Remember, guys, if you're talking to me, put it in caps. All right, so now I've got all these, different things on here. Now, let's just say you want to practice blending. You're not used to making a whole, like, what do you call it? Like a whole scene or a whole city or another world like I like to do in my collages. But you just want to practice that, okay? Well, then now, let's get that. Let's go back over here. Let me put this, I'm going to put this sponge in my water over here so it doesn't get crusty. All right, now I'm going to get some, let's get some blue. All right, so I'm going to put this out here next to my gray. Normally, like I said, I'm using these kind of trays like this, but I'm out of them. They're gone. They're mysteriously gone. All right, so now I'll just start with one color, just so you can kind of see. All right, so you can start blending in, and then you can take your fingers and kind of smooth it out. Now, it's not going to move. It's not going to blend and move like it will if you have matte medium. Okay, maybe take your baby wipe to get rid of the edges. Matte medium makes this paint flow, makes it move, and makes it glide, and makes it easily changed. But, this is a great way just for you to practice, just blending in some stuff. I should be putting some paper behind here. Hang on, because I will glue my pages shut. So I'm going to maybe go all the way to the edge. Maybe smear some in, make it look a little more blendy. Are y'all kind of seeing what I'm doing here? I hope. Take some of this darker gray or some black maybe up here. Smearing, blending. But the thing about doing this in the magazine is it's less intimidating than doing it, say, in an abandoned book that you spent, not that these magazines aren't cheap, but, you're not going to feel it. It's not going to be as precious to you as it is, it would be in a book. Okay, you can get rid of anything you don't want, any colors you don't want. Don't you think this is cool? Just to start with something like this and go into a magazine. See how quick that was? And I know you don't have to hurry. You don't have to do it as fast like that. I'm just want to show you that. There we go. Okay, yeah, there we go. Gary, y'all pay attention to that because I did back the coloring book. So if y'all want Titan Mouse, Gary's color book, it is It's on, is it Kickstarter or Indiegogo? I can't remember now, Gary. If y'all go over to Gary Shipman's, I backed it, but I don't remember which one it was on. If you go to his channel, his YouTube channel, he'll have all the information. He'll have all the information on his YouTube channel. It's on Kickstarter. Okay, let me go there. There we go. Yeah. So, yeah, follow him. Go over to his YouTube channel, and I'm sure in his description box, or just look for it in one of the titles, and he'll have all the information for you to get it. I can't wait to get it. We'll be coloring it on the show when it comes in. All right, let's try this. So, you can keep moving and doing things like this or like this. And, you can also, if you want to do your, of course, we do the stencils or anything like that. Here, let's do some of this here. Let's go ahead. I'm going to dip this in the white and the gray, kind of blue, and just make some, rings. You can put some different things like this. Or you could use stencils, So you can play around with that. You can, and all the things that we do, with mixed media, right? All right, let's dry this real quick. So I'm going to go ahead and get into this. All right, let's take now. I probably shouldn't be doing this because I don't think that's dry. Yeah, I got to dry it a little better. Hang on. If I stick my pasta in that wet paint, it's going to ruin my pasta. So let's go ahead and get it dry. Thanks, Nicola. Okay, so now maybe I'll come in here and do some more circles, or again, I shouldn't be doing this till this is 100% dry because I'll ruin my pasta. So I'm just going to play around here. Okay, so just to give you an idea of things you can do. Now I'm going to go over here to my vintage Catherine Anderson. I haven't planned any of this out. Let's prop this up because it's going to be a glare with the ring light. And let's just find something in here that we like that we can add to this. Look, these hearts have the wire on them, and they could be, their hearts are tangled up, or, they didn't get the love they wanted, or maybe she's a vixen. Just make up your stories, right? You can add whatever you want. So let's maybe add, and by the way, in this particular book, it has these marbleized papers on the back. So, you can also, use this as collage fodder too. So let me go ahead and show you this real quick before we use her. Maybe he needs to be in there too. He kind of looks like Hubster when he was 19. Do I want him? Yeah, I'll just go with her. Okay, so let me just kind of flip through this just so you can kind of see what's in this book. Has a lot of vintage photographs, or as we like to call them, found relatives. Bye, Sandra. There's a whole family there. a lot of vintage in this one. And this is the second one, Vintage Journal Imagery 2. And I do have the first one, but I've cut it all up. This one I think I didn't cut up because I wanted to keep the marbleized papers whole, because I love these marbleized papers almost more than I like the people, the vintage people, because it reminds me of the old book ends, you know, the end papers in books. And then there's the butterflies. Maybe we need a butterfly. Let's see, which one do I want? I kind of like, let's go with one of these big orange, kind of red orange ones. Let's go with this. And when I use butterflies, I never cut around their antenna. I just redraw I redraw the antennas. Deer, some owls and bunnies, some frames. And it's a cool book. And Catherine Anderson, all her books, collage books are awesome. And so this one is just Vintage Journal Imagery 2. And then there's other ones like this one is Portals, Pathways, and Labyrinths. And I've also got our doors, windows, and other ones like that. So let's just flip through here. And see, these are halves. So like this is a half of a page here. So you can see right there. That's more obvious. But they're like, look at that. Look at those colors on that. Isn't that awesome? This with that. But I just want to do a flip for you so you can see. I should kind of flip it this way so maybe you can see it better. And I love her door ones are my favorites, I think. And I've used her doors on, like, even on my Halloween pumpkin. I pasted a bunch of doors on there, and you could open the doors on the pumpkin, not like all the way into the pumpkin, just on the skin of the pumpkin. And then I had little skeletons and skulls and things on the pumpkin. So her books are just amazing, and they're all her photos. So and you can get them on Amazon, and they're not expensive. Those papers are great when making journals, inside covers, just like old books. Exactly, CB. The marbleized ones, yeah. So just so y'all can kind of get an idea here. Okay, Catherine Anderson. And she's probably gotten, I don't know, 15 maybe books now. All right, so let's go ahead and fussy cut. Let's fussy cut her. And you don't have to fussy cut. You can kind of tear the edges and then blend it in with paint. That's what I do on my my abandoned book collages. But again, I'm just trying to show y'all some different techniques to use in a magazine journal so that you can practice different things and not be afraid. Because even in your art journals, you buy a brand new art journal, and you maybe pay $10, $15, $20 for a new art journal, and you're you're worried about messing it up. So you do one page and then you tear it out, or you do another page and you don't like it and you go buy a new journal. Well, you do something in these magazine journals like this. You don't have to be afraid. Okay, so look, she's going to be holding the wire of that heart. Okay, and then I'll paint in some waves here. So she's going right there. Let's cut out this butterfly. But it's just a great way to practice and not, be intimidated by a journal that you're afraid you're going to mess up. That makes it so much easier to draw the antenna after. Yeah, it is. It is a lot easier to draw the antenna. The other thing that you can do in your magazine journals, if you have color books that are, they're inexpensive color books. Maybe you got a book of butterfly color book at the Dollar Tree or something, and there's just a whole bunch of butterflies on cheap paper. The book might have cost you $1. Well, you can color those and use them in your journal. So instead of, looking for images like this, you could be you could be coloring your own. Okay. That's a little big for this, but I just want y'all to see. Okay. So you can, and then you can move things around, see what you like, could be here. And you see how she looks like she's holding on to that wire. Whoops. Hang on. Let's get the color. See how she looks like she's holding on to the wire of that heart, So I'm not going to glue it in here but I wanted to show y'all. So, and then you can just glue stick it in. You can glue stick it in. All right. So there's an example of that. Again, you can take, of course, y'all know me. I love my watches and clocks. So, if you, just color if you like doing different things like doors, arches, and you can make these more finished. You can make these you can turn these into more finished collages. But the idea basically first is to practice your reverse collage, which means getting rid of everything in the background, and practicing blending your colors, right? So, but look, you can do all kinds of things. Let's do this over here. Got a little arch right there. You got so you see what I mean, Vern? So just practice. And it's just a way to, so you want to test out something like some sprays, some inks, some, whatever. You have a place to do that in, right? And again, it's always a good place to practice color blending. Let's go back to another page where there's some color okay, so here. All right, so here we have some, the gray blues, some yellow ochres. It's kind of the same kind of colors that we did a little while ago. I think that's dry now, so I'm going to take this wax paper, put it behind here. Okay. So I'm doing one or two, and then we're going to read our 1001 Ways to Be Creative. If y'all have any questions, ask them now while we still have a few more minutes. Don't forget, Janet comes on at 12. Let me get my brush again. Oh, and also you can ink. Oh, I showed you the inking the edges. You can just do everything. You can do stamping. Let's do this. Let's stamp on this one. So first, let's go ahead and do some, I got a little bit of the cream color here, and I need a little bit of goldy color too. I think that's dried out, isn't it? Yeah. All right. So I'm going to just kind of look at this color, over here and kind of do something similar. Needs a little bit more gold. Where's my yellow ochre? Come on out. There you go. So we'll do some stamping on this one. So I'm doing some cream. Some of that white is in there. A little bit of yellow ochre. Smear it with your fingers or a baby wipe if you don't want to touch it, faithful mess. And see, I'm not even cleaning my brush. I'm just picking up those colors. And then just have them all smear together. Now you got to be careful that you don't just go and keep smearing and smearing and smearing until it looks like brown, all mud. But, okay. If I want some more of that color over it, let's say some over here. Let's get rid of some of this. But still retain some of that color. And again, you can take your baby wipe to smear some. All right, so we got that. Now let's go ahead and dry. Oh, thanks, Coca-Cola. It's just a way to practice color blending, color matching. All right, so now I'm going to get one of my, I think, I'm not sure if this is a Patty Tolly Parrish or a Joan. Let's see, which one do I want? I got these eye stencil. Oh no, foamies. What are they called? Foamy? There's eye stencil and then foamies. These are foamies. I think these are Patty Tolly Parishes. So let's see, what ones do I want? I think I want this one maybe. So then gotta move this because I gotta get this flat on the table. Okay, so now I'm going to get another sponge and let's pick up some of this gray and blue. It is Patty Tolly Parrish. Thank you, CB. So these are art foamies. That's what they're called. They're foam stamps. Let's get a little black in there too. Let's get a little black, a little gray, blue. Now you don't want this. I don't clean my stencils. They're plastic and it doesn't hurt those. You want to clean this stuff when you're done. You don't want your art foamies to be, because the paint will dry up in there. And you can do a couple of prints like this and get some lighter and some darker and, different amounts of paint on there. Just want y'all to see all the different kind of things you can do in a magazine journal. Okay, so I think y'all get that. I think it needs one more up there. All right. All right, so I am going to go rinse this off real quick because I don't want to ruin these. Give me 1 second. Okay, so the dried paint is not stuck in your foamy. Okay. All right, so now let's dry this. And there's all different kinds. I mean, I have letters. I don't even tell you how many alphabets I have on foam stamps. And then I have my little hand carved. Let's see, I got a little owl. Where's my other bee? Let's go with this bee. A little hand carved bee lost one of its legs, but I just paint it back in. So here's one of my little hand carved bees. I think this pad's still working. Yeah, it's okay. It's not my favorite because it's kind of what do you call it? Lost its little legs. I'll put a couple around here like this. So you can use your foam stamps, your rubber stamps, your carved stamps. And again, he's got a little lost leg. So I'll just take and add a little leg to him because he's lost his little leg. There we go. All right, so let's get the light back. It's getting real bright outside, so it's all right. So you kind of see you can add some splots, some drips, some splatters, more stamping, stenciling, your foam stamps, your collaging, your color book pages that you've colored and cut out just like you would any other image. So I hope, yeah, like the Creative Haven color books or any of them, anything that has just images that are just general. So that I just wanted to show you what you can do with a magazine. Right? But then you can also go in here with your paint pens, your Poscas, your, let's see, do I have a blue, gray, something? I was trying to find a dark gray. Let's see, here's a gray. But, you can go in here with your paint pens. You can practice patterns, doodles. There's so many patterns. Look at fabrics. Look at all different kinds of fabrics if you get stuck for a pattern. But the only thing is before you do like a Posca or something on here, make sure that this it's dry. Make sure that your this acrylic paint is dry. Otherwise, you're going to be picking up wet acrylic paint with your Posca, and you'll ruin your Poscas. And they're not cheap, so you don't want to, you want to ruin them. Okay, so do we have any questions? A disabled people. Do y'all have any questions or anything? So again, we just started by painting out the text, and then you can paint on top colors to blend or contrast or coordinate, however you want to do it. So, and then you can add your stamps, your stencils, your Posca, your doodles, So let me go back real quick before we go to read. I'll just show you one or two pages in this one. This is two glued together, two magazines glued together. And again, look, see, you can just do so much with just some acrylic paint and blending and playing in that. And then you can, if you do like to journal, if you're a writing journaler, I do suggest instead of writing on this, because unless you use a big pen, not much is going to, it's hard to journal on top of acrylic paint. Okay, you can do a little bit, but whatever it is, you're going to probably ruin, even a Sharpie. You're going to ruin it by writing on acrylic paint. So what I recommend is a journaling tag or something else, or like, let's see, here's one more thing I wanted to do. And that was like, say, so like my stickers that I got. Well, let's see, I kind of want, let's do this. So you have, your sticker books and things like this, or you can use your stickers, your dimensional things. All right, like for instance, I know nobody, don't email me when you see this. So if you have like your faux ephemera, your Timmy stuff, this kind of stuff, these kind of things, or, all kinds of different faux ephemera, faux stamps, all this kind of stuff. This is the kind of stuff you can also make little vignettes of, like here's a seal, and, you can pile it up. You can make a little scene. Here's some planets, Janet planets. And this is where you can start playing with your little, your little ephemera, faux ephemera, right? And make little vignettes and with your little Timmy people. And look, all this kind of stuff, right? What else? Got little glitter, little hearts. It's a little horseshoe. Always have it facing up because that's good luck. Let's see what else. Well, I guess I could put this under here so you could kind of see what I'm digging in. Like an old library card, But you get what I'm talking about, right? Like this. Come on, light. So you can do things like that. Let's see. Bye, CB. Anybody else I missed coming in? All right, so you get my drift here with different things. All right, so let me show real quick the little mini one. A couple pages that we've done more in. It's the same process. It's just that we've done again. We just did this one, so it's still a little wet right there. I think. Okay, maybe we go. So it's just smaller. This is like the magazine cut in half and glued together. So you can do big magazines. You can cut them in half. And just, have some place to, do some play, some tests, some color ideas, scraping, stenciling, stamping, all of it. It's a place to practice them. Uh-oh, I froze. Why did I freeze? Hang on, guys. Am I frozen for you? There, it came back. I froze for a second. Okay. So I won't go through this again. I did flip through this book earlier. So if you want to see it, just, watch about an hour ago where I flipped through this. So I hope y'all enjoyed seeing some ideas for a magazine journal. So, welcome, Tiffany. Thanks for being here. First time I love making art journals and altered books. Well, welcome. I'm glad you made it here. Got paint, of course, all over me. All right, let me go ahead now and read. I'll leave this sitting here. Let me prop it up. Kind of look at this. Get some inspiration, and I will read out of our 1001 Ways to Be Creative. Wait, I need my pointer. And I read out of this. I try to read out of it every week, but some weeks I forget. So it's 1001 Ways to Be Creative, a little book of everyday inspiration by Barbara Ann Kipfer. And I got it Tuesday morning for $3.99. Of course, my Tuesday morning closed. But we've been reading a couple of pages out of it for quite a while now. And I just read a couple pages a week just to, if you have some, if you want some ideas, you want to write them down. And if while I'm reading these, something else occurs to you, write that something else down. You have to get in the habit of writing your ideas down because you will lose them. You will lose the ideas if you don't write them down. Post-it notes are your friends. All right, let me get my little Torah pointer, which I just use for pointing in the book. But I love my little Torah pointer. So yeah, I just use it to point in the book to you guys. All right, so here's where we are. I'll read a couple pages because we didn't do it last week. All right, so that'll be for the next time. Okay, we're up to number 454. Make a picture of weather, like cloudy weather, that kind of weather. Make a picture of weather happening in an odd place, like a snowstorm in a barn. Right there, guys. That there's a whole world right there of just doing just that. Putting odd weather, like put a sandstorm in Alaska or in a, in some other building or on a river, you just mix it up. Keep a curiosity file. Re-examine this once a month. Decorate a wreath with objects that are meaningful to you. Summarize each day with a poetic sentence. And here's a quote from Pearl S. Buck. The creative instinct is an enormous super energy which no single life can consume. Did y'all get that? The creative instinct is an enormous super energy which no single life can consume. Ride your bike a little further than normal. See what you discover. Make original holiday cards. Can you riff off of projects you used to do and switch creative gears? You will make progress by sticking your neck out and taking initiative. Reversing your point of view is a good technique for opening up your thinking. See the world differently by walking before dawn or after dark if you feel safe. Use sealing wax as a dramatic way to end a letter. And I bought some more sealing wax. I need to use it. I don't think I've even busted out my new sealing wax here to show you guys. What would you do if you did not have to do it perfectly? What would you do if you did not have to do it perfectly? And we'll leave it at that. And then next week, we'll start the next pages. So hopefully, I'm going to put my little pointer away, keep it in the box. Hopefully you got some ideas, if not out of the book, out of doing some magazine journals, some painty, scrapey paints, some Catherine Anderson books. So hopefully you got some ideas. Thanks to everybody that's been here. Thanks to the lurkers. Thanks to all you that supported the channel today with super chats. Do y'all have any questions or anything before we go? Yeah, thanks, Bacola. Yeah, I stream every Monday and Wednesday, 9 a.m. Eastern, but I start a half hour early so I can chat with the fibs. Yeah, there you go. There you go, Rachel. Snowstorm in a barn like Texas a couple weeks ago. I know, right? You too, Gary. Thank you for coming in. And don't forget, guys, Gary's got his Titan book 2 coming out and also the color book. So you're welcome, Tina. Thanks for being here. Tina, you probably need a nap. Tina. Oh, my gosh. Thank you. Thanks, Bacola. All right, guys, y'all have a great day. Don't forget Janet comes on at 1. Check out Gary's. Gary does live streams off and on all the week. Tina is mod over at Pete's creepy little book, but that's on like after midnight, so that's a late one. And thanks, Julie. Thanks, guys. I appreciate y'all being here, and thanks to all the lurkers. And hopefully, you will get some get your creative ideas going. All right, guys. Y'all have a blessed day, and we will see you Wednesday. Bye.